my team, Big Side, so we can do our best on the tournament.
To all my fans and supporters, I want to say thank you so much for always supporting us. And of course, untuk para teman-teman semua yang ada di Indonesia, kami dari Big Side ingin berterima kasih karena kalian terus ngedukung kita. Kalian sering banget nonton kita di stream, kalian sering kasih komen-komen yang benar-benar membangun mental kita, kalian juga sering kasih komentar-komentar yang bikin cara main kita tuh lebih pede gitu. Jadi bener-bener thank you banget buat teman-teman semua. Dan tentunya aku mau minta tolong untuk teman-teman semua terus support kita, terus kawal kita sampai menuju grand final mungkin ya nanti di FSL Elite. We hope kita bisa ke grand final, kita bisa rebut title juara 1 against all the odds. Gua harap kita juga bisa lah dengan semua latihan yang udah kita kerjakan, dengan semua effort yang udah kita kasih, kita harap kita bisa membanggakan Indonesia dan kita bisa membanggakan kalian semua yang udah dukung kita. Sekali lagi, thank you so much guys.
So just to talk a little bit more about some of the amazing women that we have in VCT, Game Changers. Hisoka, by the way, if you guys don't know, is actually a VCT caster for Indonesia who is also just just amazing. All right. They know their stuff, and the fact that they can play at this level and still do all of that stuff, it's just beyond me. A lot of amazing talent here, and I'm so honored that we can all share together the opportunity to be able to talk about it and witness it. So now,
I found it really exciting that they're both still in college and competing and doing all this at the same time, and they have to balance their KDAs and their GPA. So that's pretty impressive.
I couldn't balance an Excel sheet, man. I just I don't know. It's beyond me. But Jaeger, a little bit of a smile on your face. Anything on your mind on this one?
Oh, just your little crush there, just let it through. I don't mind. I mean, it's not obvious in any way, shape, or form. But you do you, Ilu.
I have no idea what you're talking about. And so what we're going to do right now is move on out of the land of denial and into the land of the realistic, now into the next game. So let's go ahead and talk about the current matchup. As we saw, we have VLT Asteria going up against none other than Big Scythe here. And let's take a look at our expectations here. Okay, before that, actually, we do have a graphic to show you guys. We got Crollo and Shrey. They're going head-to-head here. A little bit of a difference in terms of the ACS. And both of these players, absolutely phenomenal players. It's just that Shrey has always just been a beast every time she steps into the ring.
Yeah, I mean, she's been on that duel list every single time as well, and she's doing a really good job. Fragging IGL is a difficult job to pull, but she pulls it off over and over again, and she is the closest one to Muffin Loops in terms of stats.
I think she's been flexing as well now. Shrey would sometimes play the controller as well. I think the stats for Crollo was just yesterday's game, so I don't think this is indicative of her regular performance. If she's really performing, I think she could give, of course, Asteria a big scare, because Crollo, we've seen her clutch time and time again, and she's actually a very, very strong player.
Yeah, and these individual players, sure, amazing, but we do have to talk about the bigger picture here. We're talking about the maps in just a second, but I want to do a little bit of a breakdown and see how these things are going to be going. They don't exactly have the best matchup in terms of, how they play together. VLT Asteria, they like to go on those bigger maps. They will fight you on Haven, one of the maps that Big Scythe is also fairly comfortable on as well. And I just don't think that, they line up in terms of where they want to play. So this best of 3 could actually prove to be a little bit surprised. They haven't really played each other before, Key, if I'm not mistaken. And this is really one of the first times that Big Scythe will go up against Asteria, who has been a...
I think we lost him for a little bit. But yeah, they haven't really met each other because when Big Scythe and Asteria get into the playoffs, typically one of them doesn't. And then we just don't really get to see their matchups. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so as well. Like what we saw from Asteria yesterday, that we saw a lot of that potential for them to be able to box players in. They were playing super passively. I'm sure they've reflected on that by now. We won't be making that mistakes again. Big Scythe, I mean, they go into this one of the most underrated teams, and I think it is just based on how things have gone for them in the past. So yeah, we saw some great plays. Like every now and then, Yamori would just pop off. She was in these 1v4s, 1v3s, but it was always in those situations where she got those kills. And maybe they shouldn't be in those situations as much as they were. They had very difficult times with clutches, and we were missing some point blank sprays and stuff. So really, just not firing on all cylinders like you hope they would be. But hopefully today we'll see a little bit more from Big Side.
I agree, but let's take a look at where we're going to be heading off. We're going to look at the maps very, very soon here. Anything you expect coming into this one? We are going to be heading into the map select actually right now. We're going to be heading into Ascent, Split, and Bind. So first things first, Ascent, like literally the most comfortable map for Big Scythe. And, you know, Key, I can't stress how important it is that they win this first game.
Yeah, definitely. And Ascent, you really want to win on your comfort map pick, and especially since the last map is Bind. It seems like, I think we talked about this before in a previous series, that Bind seems to be that unloved child, which is not really pickable, but not bannable for a lot of the teams. So typically it becomes that last map, so the decider map. So you don't want to be going to that decider, you want to go to that decider at the very least by winning your map pick.
Oh yeah, map pick is definitely the name of the game here. I mean, it comes down to the wire in these tournaments. And like I said earlier on, they don't exactly have the best matchup here. So I'm really looking forward to this. I actually think that this works in favor of Big Scythe. Having said that, even though I'd say this map pick does favor Big Scythe, Jaeger, do you think that this skews it enough that they can take a win in this best of 3?
It's definitely possible, because if you're looking at the stats from VLT Asteria, when it comes to Bind, they have not won a single game on Bind. They played it 4 times, they lost every single time. Big Scythe, yeah, I mean, they've struggled a little bit on these maps, but on Ascent, they've done really well. They've got an 11 out of 14 of their games. Their bad map is Split, and you can see that VLT Asteria have picked that straight up against them. But Big Scythe, they get Ascent, they get Bind. That's 2 maps that they've proven, well, they've proven themselves on Ascent. Bind, I'm not sure so much yet, but at least they've proven themselves more there than VLT Asteria has. So maybe we see a Big Scythe win in a best of 3 here.
Yeah, I'm hoping this could be one of the series that really kicks it off at the very start of the day. We're hoping that this goes like the extra mile, the long distance. I mean, we've seen it. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, no, I'm definitely not mistaken. VLT Asteria are one of the teams that always take us into overtime. So whenever you see an Asteria game, most likely one of them will be in an overtime game. I'm expecting no less from them today. So hoping for that as we go into it. So I do want to get into your predictions right before we go into Agent Select here. Your thoughts. I'll start with you, Jace, and then pick it up right after Key.
Okay. I did say there's a big chance there for Big Scythe after seeing the map picks, but I am still leaning towards VLT just because they could definitely take that win on Ascent, and then the second map is their map pick and a map that we've seen Big Scythe don't do very well in. So VLT Asteria, I'd say it's possible for a 2-0.
I think Big Scythe are going to come up big today, actually, and I think that Big Scythe are going to take it 2-0 just because of the map picks. So they get Ascent first, and Split on the second map, they're starting on defense. So I think that just might give them an edge to get the clean 2-0 against Asteria.
That's a great prediction, Key, and I'm going to be right on that train with you. I think it's going to be a 2-0. Big Scythe will come up big here today and absolutely smite away the competition. That is, well, you know, I actually really think it's going to be a 2-1, but I do think it's going to be a close one at the end of the day here. So we'll be going to Agent Select very, very shortly. I'm very much excited. What I am looking forward to, again, is the individual picks that these girls will bring here onto the roster right now. Asteria, I'm looking forward to seeing what Sheree will pull out. We know that she is very flexible with her roles. Like, you know, you look at her and she's like, yeah, you put her on the jet, she'll get 2 aces back to back. But, you know, she can pull back. She can play that Reyna. She can play literally anything and still be a dominant force and a very large presence on the server. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of teams, not just in not just in VCT Game Changer, but all around the world, especially in APAC at least, that a lot of these duelists are migrating to these roles like initiators. Key, do you think we're seeing a similar sort of migration here for these players here in VCT?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can see that a lot of the captains are starting to move towards the initiator slash controller role because they can at least call from behind and let the rest of our teammates do the dueling, do the frags while they think about what to do next. I think that helps a lot, and the flexibility, of course, adds another depth to their agent selection. They can flex whenever they need, if the map needs it, or maybe even if the matchup needs it.
There's very few IGLs that I can think of right now that do play on that duelist, on like even on Mance it's like Shazam, and then like everybody else. I mean, I know Trix does it here. She does play the Jet. I think she's going back to her original role. So I do want to see. I know that Shrey isn't actually the IGL. They're kind of like a democracy, if I'm not mistaken, that they don't really have a hardcore IGL who makes all the calls. They sort of really feel each other out and the rounds. And that might be a little bit of a good thing and a bad thing. But what I'm hoping here, Jace, is that this playstyle has been a little bit more refined now that they've had time to work with a coach very closely for the past couple of months, I'd say.
Yeah, having that coach watching everything from behind, that can be super helpful. I mean, they played Ascent yesterday, and they should know what they did wrong. And so they were already doing a lot of things right. It's just a couple of key things that make that big difference. That's why there was such a dominant scoreline. But it's not like every round was a stomp coming in from Nigma. So the coach can be like, right, sit you guys down. Let's look at these. Let's see what's gone wrong here. You guys are being too passive. You weren't being more aggressive enough. And so, yeah, they can easily fix this.
You're 100% right. And I think, those fixable problems are manifesting a little bit more, a little bit easier to manage for Asteria. A lot of growth that we see from them. But before we talk about that any further, look at the lineup here. Trey on the Killjoy. That is a little bit of a curveball. That is not something that I was expecting to see here today. On the other side, we got Gwen, who is playing on that KO. We saw it, massive success. PTC, who did play it in the recent APAC LCQ on Ascent as well. Maybe getting faint echoes of that here today, Key.
Hey, Shrey doesn't have a skill called Curveball. That's Phoenix. But typically we see Shrey on a Phoenix. Now we see her on a Killjoy. We'll see. Oh, the KO actually gets locked in here for Gwen. So that's actually really interesting because I think that Big Side have something exciting for us in terms of their lineup.
Yeah, I do think that the KO brings a lot on the table, and I think people are starting to pick it up more and more. It's really one of the ways that you can, for sure, shut down a defensive hold on site, especially when you've got like that Killjoy Sova combination onto a site that might be a little bit too difficult to break through if you don't have the proper utility on that entry. Any last thoughts before we go into the game about this lineup here, Jace?
I think it looks pretty standard coming in for VLT Asteria. I think that's I'm still leaning heavily on VLT Asteria, especially now that I've seen those picks come in. That KO pick, yeah, it might throw a spanner in the works, but not really, not in my opinion. KO is just not as viable, I think, yet as people tend to believe. So yeah, I'm still leaning on VLT Asteria. What about you, Key?
I just like the double initiator comp, even though it's not a Sky, but I think that the KO might be really effective here.
I'm going to actually beg to differ. KO, I think it's proved its worth in the past few tournaments that we've seen, and I think it's going to double up right now on this one. But enough about us, enough from us. This has been the panel, but we're going to pass it off all to the caster. So guys on the desk, take it away.
Welcome,
Hello,
Zia.
hello. Hi there, Key. How were you in towards that panel? But you know what? We're going to head on to the game straight in a bit. Welcome once again, everyone, to the VCT Game Changers. See, day number 2 for FSL Elite. And right now we're going to start it off. I mean, you guys are basically slightly divided in towards that table. But you know what? I will be, flaunting my predictions right here. It's going to be a 2-1. And still in favor of VLT Asteria. But right now we're just gonna see it. Key, what do you think about this?
Well, the one doing dividing here is gonna be the Astra once she gets her ultimate. But they're gonna try to go into A side right now. It looks like Big Side have
Alright, okay,
clear.
so we are going to see them that they did start it off in towards A main, not yet going in for that push. That's gonna be Alir coming in, will be getting that openings here, destroy the turret as well. So that's gonna be one head for the side of Hisoka here, really doing well and gave the way to basically plant that spike. So also really added delayed push here is those swarm grenades and utilities that's coming in from big side. So look at this now. With that drone was able to get some amount of info as well as the recon was denied by big side. But right now Chasu gets Muffin Loop Ritzy for the trade, but still so far it's looking pretty good as big side takes the first round.
I think it's such a great execute from them. The slow push into the explosion into the site was amazing. I think that also having the controller, having Crescents actually lurk from mid link and actually go through the middle ensures that they have a flank and they get the jump on the rest of Asteria. I think that big side, we can see right now they're ready. That execute into the side was really pretty flawless. They got into the side without any losses. They got 2 members off of Asteria, and then they just secured around only losing 1 member from their team.
And that was basically, you know, it's basically the common strategy whenever you're trying to take a site. Like wait for the Lear coming in from Hisoka, then go for the entry, as well as with Chasu basically just using those swarm grenades to delay any push. So right now they're going in towards market. Beautiful coming from Chasu for Muffin Loop here with the trade. But then look at this, bodies on the floor, but Chasu's gonna take TK. Let's see if it's gonna be into light as Gwen will be taking for her own. This could, oh, actually it's not a flawless fight as Hisoka was taken as well, but still works really favor for the side of big side.
Yeah, and they also had the time to plant the spike, so that's 300 extra creds. Even after the round finishes, if you get to plant the spike, that's extra creds for your team. So if you're an attacker, it's actually really good to get that spike down no matter what. And I think that them building this economy on the side of big side is going to be really good for them in the rounds moving forward. Look at their economy, it's really healthy right now. Moving into this bonus round, even if they lose this, they'll have so much in the next round for any gun of their choice.
So right now, technically bonus round for big size right here, since they did have their guns from the previous one, and really at least to say for the side of Muffin Loop was able to, you know, just take down that drone just so that, oh, that recon bot rather, just so that and no other information is to be gathered here. So right now, again with the Lear here, if you notice that they really just use their utilities very firstly. Meow 16k and Muffin Loop gets the kills of their own to be traded by Yamori, but look at this. Asteria did start to pop up just a bit, 3-1 rather in terms of body count, but who is going to take the upper hand? Yes, Yamori with that 3k and has better weaponry as well, but the question is, look at the position that they have right now, Key. They can go for that intended crossfire. Let's see, Mias 16k is also in the vicinity and just waits for the right time to peek. And that pixel peek, really more than enough for Meow 16k to get the first point. Not really wanting to really separate the gap from between them. So what about this replay?
Yeah, a little bit of a blunder here. Britzy runs out of bullets as she's trying to get Krollo down, so Yamori down. Oh, who is Krollo? Just to be very clear. And I think that Big Side did enough damage to Asteria. Look at this situation right now. There's 2 Spectres on the side of Asteria, and on the side of Big Side, they have 5 rifles right now, and still quite a bit of economy in their hands.
Indeed, there, to say the least. And right now we are going to see another intel to be given towards Krollo, to say the least. So it's really nice because you basically have an idea on how are you going to place yourself in towards the map, and that's going to be suppressed right here. A little bit of a peek, but that's going to be a successful take by Casper. It's going to be 2k though. No, to be shut down by Gwen. Right now Yamori as well with the kill of her own, and Trey in towards that off cap. Actually on the marketplace gets Crescents. I think, to say the least, Chasu already knows, Trey rather already knows where Krollo and Chasu are at. So let's just see if it's gonna work between them. A flank rather from Muffin Loop is gonna happen here towards B main, which is basically a nice way to sandwich out your enemy. And speaking of, is this going to be the strat? No! Chasu denies Muffin Loop any further. That maybe a double peak game would go for this. But let's see if it works out.
That's good. 1v1 right now, and it looks like Chase U is going to be the one to win it all. 3-1 right now, and Big Side take it around back and reset Asteria.
And looking at the quick replay right here, so it was really good job for Muffin to get that flank just so that they can really corner out the members of Big Scythe. But this is where you know, Chas was able to isolate the fights here. Just went in towards both, then took a jiggle peek before actually taking Shrey down and off guard. So that was actually a good way for them to basically secure the round.
Yeah, and it's really great, right? Like your first gun round, you win as well. But that really just stops Asteria in their tracks because you win the first 2 rounds, they win the third, and then you basically just reset on the fourth. And this is looking really good for Big Scythe right now because they have the guns. And taking a look at Asteria, they only have classics right now. They can't even buy pistols.
Can't even buy pistols, and right now it's really looking a bit, you know, really on a pinch, to say the least, for the side of Asteria, because normally you'd see them either really close or a rally of games, or just plain them dominating the first few rounds. But right now Big Scythe is basically coming off big right now here, as will be detected by Recon. Casper was able to take it down with the classic. Take note of that. Yumori as well to have a trade of his own. Hisoka really doing good wonders, and that smoke kill as well from Yumori. Really quick reflexes. Recon Bolt will detect Muffin Loop. It is kind of a question as to why both of them would stay in a very you know, difficult position, because basically you only have one way out. It's either above or forward, and that position alone, just, and with the help of the recon dart coming in from Crollo, basically you know, made you a panini back there. But here 4-1 Big Scythe really making it big, but I'm still not, you know, I'm still not disregarding VLT in here, because again, they know they're the type of team that, okay, they may have a slight slow you know, progression in terms of rounds, but if they do switch or swap in towards the half, maybe that's where the magic begins.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we've seen Asteria on the attacking side, their utility usage is on point, and this is going to be the round that counts on the defensive side, right? Muffin Loop with the operator here, but she's not going to find anyone because she's actually in A lobby, and it's actually Big Scythe that gets the opening frag. They're going for mid control this time around. Casper is going to get a kill for own, though. She takes control over the spike, so this is looking pretty dicey now for Big Scythe because they don't have control over the spike right now.
Question is, can they actually, you know, be able to contain you know, this position where the spike is at? And you know what, Casper's really doing it wonders. Britzy also takes one presence for the trade. 2-3. So at least in terms of position, they can go for crossfires for the side of Asteria, but right now for Big Scythe, they can go for that double peak potential, unless of course they, you know, place themselves in a position wherein it could be collateral. So both is, oh, that was actually a nice deny from Yang 16k for the recon ball. Is another one beautiful 4k for Casper to basically contain that out with their second point.
Yeah, that recon bolt denial is key to getting those Casper getting those kills, because they had no information as to who was actually close, and they heard the shot from afar, so they probably guessed that, okay, maybe no one's near. You can look at Crescents here. She was still throwing the paranoia at the person who shot the recon bolt, and they did not expect Casper to be so close, and immediately just cleans things up with a 4k.
Cleaning things up with a 4k indeed. And right now it's just, well, basically Big Scythe here has a very nice lead, definitely, but again, Asteria, you did mention this from the panel, they are a force to be reckoned with. So right now it's just basically them trying to really get their foot down. And look at this though, Big Scythe not really gonna go down without a fight here, but a lot of utilities are being thrown right now. It's gonna be a triple peak, yes indeed, but Gwen is gonna secure that before that even happens. So this is gonna be a spike down. Hunter's Fury though to deny it, and basically get that Hunter's Fury up and coming. Shrey as well with a bit of a kill of her own.
Yeah, just buying so much time for the defenders, so they do get kills, and now it's actually a 4v3 because of that spike denial, and they have a lot of time to get into the site and really find these picks, because this operator is going to be able to mark an angle. Oh, she gets a shot through the wall!
Wall shot, beautifully done by Muffin Loop over there, and as well as the other teammates who really took advantage of that, because the moment Muffin Loop basically got that kill, it was also a good opportunity for the other members to really push forward. And with that being said, that's going to be the third point of our game.
I think she just flicked basically, and then just wanted to try her luck. And then she got the shot onto whoever is low there. Chase you was really low. And look at this. She just flicks. And actually, I think it might have been a moving shot too. And getting that collateral through the wall was actually really lucky.
Indeed. Like, what are the odds, right, of the position to where you are and take that shot? And, you know, it's just Muffin Loop really having that reflexes up and coming. So this time we will potentially see, you know, an A fiasco, or, you know, just try to split up in towards this map. Because if you notice that the spike's still at B, so maybe they would want to try to control the side first, but Muffin Loop takes one beautiful smoke to basically deny anyone further, and a quick reposition to just, you know, prevent yourself from being cornered down.
Yeah, I like how Casper from across the map just pops that smoke to get the jet back to safety, because the wine is typically sort of like a do or die situation, right? Because once you're in there, you can basically get flushed out by shock darts, paranoia, everything, even nano swarms. But the placement of the smoke just really allows Muffin Loop to get back out.
Indeed, and that's also basically the good thing of having an Astra. You have a more control, to say the least, of one side to another, even though you're physically not there. So looking at this, that's gonna be recon and shock dart as well. Bridgie takes one kill. Is it gonna be another, because they're all clumped up together? But right now, Bridgie takes a 3K, and that's gonna secure it basically to tie it off with the points. So this is what we're starting to pull off right now, to say the least, for Asteria. Muffin Loop takes that first skill. Look at how she basically covers it up, but Britzy, the control with utilities in this side is basically one of the things that they really have to look out for. They need to, in my opinion, to say the least, they need to prevent themselves from being grouped together if they do not want this scheme to happen over and over.
Yeah, definitely. And it was an eco round for them, so I think that they were really just trying their luck. But that shock dart was absolutely lethal, and it's going to be another buy round for Big Side. So this is where they need to be climbing back, because Asteria are starting to run away with this. Their economy, they won 3 rounds in a row. And just taking a look at their economy right now, like, even if they lose this round, right, Muffin Loop can just buy an op comfortably, and then some.
Comfortably, and then some. So this is still a tie, so anything can still happen here, because again, Big Scythe had the upper hand in the very first few rounds. So maybe if they go in with the aggression that they had with the first 4 rounds that they've won, maybe that's one of the key. But this time they are eyeing out for a site, so it kind of depends, because what's happening here, with the previous round that VLT was to win, is just that it became reactive, to say the least, with the utilities at play.
Yeah, definitely, and they're using the suppression blade here to look for more information, but they decide against going to the east side after seeing those star placements. So one thing about Astra is when she takes her stars back, it takes a while to put it elsewhere. So once you see all the stars on one side, I think that you have to be a bit careful, and that's exactly what Big Scythe are doing. They might just run into Muffin Loop's operator, though. Hisoka takes the first shot, and now they're just scrambling. They don't know where to go.
Exactly.
Is really imposing a threat here at this point with that operator, and as you mentioned, it took them aback. Notice how Krollo just went in towards A and his comrades as well, just so that they can get a better picture of how they're gonna control this map. So look at this, Astra with that pull coming in, they were able to get inside, but double peek, ooh, that's a beautiful trade coming from Trey. Crescents as well with the trade of his own, but 3 on 3. They only have 25 seconds to work with here. Hunter's Fury is forced to be used just so that he can get at least, you know, some kind of damage out, but not gonna hit anyone. Britzy in the process, however, was able to take down one in towards short before this garage doors closed. And Crescents, with only a slimmer of health to work with, they really need to, you know, make things work. Shock dart moments coming in from Britzy, you know, really known for that. So let's see how this is gonna go.
Not hitting Crescents right now. 14 HP left on Britzy. She's normally really lethal with the shock darts, but Doesn't land it this time. Crescents with a headshot. 14 HP left on this Omen, but still gets a kill. Meow 16k cleans things up though. So it's gonna be another round for Asteria. Yet another round. That's 4 in a row for them right now.
Very nice spray transfer coming from Meow 16k from earlier, basically, you know, having one shot to another. So this is going to be the replay of that. So both of them had the trades of their own, and this is the deciding factor with Crescents with 1. But to end it off with Meow 16k from the generator to the box from below, really nice reflexes coming in. And with that, you did mention that was 4 consecutive wins from Asteria. This is the Asteria that I basically know, because they are known to have these moments wherein they have a slow start but then bounces back. So it is a question of consistency for the side of Asteria, and for the side of Big Scythe, it's a matter of finding that aggression that they initially had. So here we're seeing a bit of a shakeup in terms of strategy because they're utilizing Catwalk once more.
Yeah, and I think that they're just trying to look for a strategy that could possibly work. It is a bit worrying for them, and they have the short range guns, which is why they want to go through this, but the pull in allows Shrey to get a double kill. They do take Shrey down eventually though, and they are going to get the spike onto the site. No one on A side right now to stop this planned spike. I think they might be able to fight on their own terms right now with these Spectres.
Exact round.
Chase U does get detected with the Owl drone, and it's now all up to Gwen. Doesn't really have a great gun for this 1v3, only has a Spectre. Gets a good flash, takes one down before getting taken down by Muffin Loop. Ever so deadly with that operator.
Really, again, time and time again. And of course, looking at this, before Shrey actually takes it down, beautiful collateral there as she takes 2 before being taken down. Casper here just utilizes that fact the moment she was detected here for the side of Chasu. And yes, you did mention beautiful flash, but Muffin Loop goes for the cleanup. It means that they are up on their feet. They're basically proactive in here. So that is going to call for a pause for the side of Big Scythe, which is, again, we have mentioned this time and time again, that pauses are quite crucial and vital as well, especially if you know that your opposing team is having the momentum in their hands. So you'd want to tone it down, and you'd like to basically turn the tables around here. So Key, I'm gonna ask you, they utilized Catwalk, they tried A and B, but what do you think is another strategy that they can, you know, pull up on their sleeves here?
I think the most successful strat that I've seen so far from them is mid push, and the reason why I said is because the Omen can actually smoke back mid, and if Muffin Loop is actually in the mid, they can easily flush her out, because one, especially 2 smokes from the Omen can easily push out the jet, and I think you want to go from the mid because you don't want to be challenging, or you don't want to be guessing all the time where Muffin Loop is. And if you can't challenge that operator on the A or B main sites, I think then mid is actually the best one to go for.
Mid actually, I will agree with you on that, because we did notice in towards the previous round when Big Scythe had that win, Hisoka started off with the Lear, the same with Crescent's smokes in towards the market, and then they just went ham in towards that site. So I guess they will be you know, holding that back for later, because they are eyeing out for B. But right now, with a little bit of an off angle, Chasu was able to take down Muffin Loop, who has been a threat towards them for the past remaining rounds.
Yeah, that was a bit of an ego peak from her. She pushed all the way out mid without any protection from any of her teammates, and now it's going to be a free B site for Big Side. They're going to plant the spike in the corner, and it looks like Asteria are going to have to come in here, because it's going to be difficult to go against this 5v3 right now. Britzy is going to get a kill onto Hisoka, though. Great headshot from her, and looks like they're going to start using the utility. Great push from Crescents, recognizing that the Owl drone is alone there, but Casper is there for the trade. Headshot onto Crescents. They're going to try to pull into the site, and 2v3 right now, trying to go in. Gets 1 kill, but gets immediately traded by Chase U, who cleans things up, and Big Side finally get a round back on the board. That timeout paid off, I guess.
Last round before the
Did
switch.
pay off, but they, you know, we can still see the possibility of Big Side going in for that 6-6 scoreline. And yeah, you mentioned it, because the aggression from not necessarily mid, but they were able to take down Muffin Loop, and it's starting to see really evidently how Muffin Loop is vital for the side of Asteria. And here, in towards what weapons I'm seeing, Muffin Loop again takes an operator for the team also had a different site to watch in, but maybe as predicted, you did say that they are gonna go for that mid play since that had higher chance of success, at least for the previous rounds concerned. So Casper also on the way, may try to isolate the fights, but is also in a difficult position.
You have to be fast though. There's a double flank already pushing out. Meow16k and Muffin Loop already swung out there. Misses the blades, so Meow16k finishes the job, but Hisoka immediately trades Meow16k. Britzy peeking out from short kills, chase you, but there's immediate trade on Muffin Loop. Britzy with a 3k already. Hisoka gets the head, and it's now a 1v2 situation. The spike is all the way up high mid. It's looking pretty difficult for Hisoka right now.
Indeed, so we are going to focus on how Hisoka is going to really play this out. This is a 2v1 scenario, so if she is able to, you know, just separate the fights here or create a play wherein she can put herself in a position favorable for her, then this could be a potential clutch. But right now she's going in towards A.
Yeah,
that's basically a Q.
Yeah, they know where she is. And I think that once she gets this plan down, I think she'll be okay. So there's the pull coming out. Hisoka doesn't get pulled in. There's the... Oh, they're actually committing the lockdown. They really want to secure this round. It is the last round after all. So I think that using that is fine. Hisoka gets one, gets the second. Uses miss. She has to get this kill before the lockdown pops, and Hisoka gets the clutch!
Clutch play from Nanoleaf right there, Key. And of course, that was beautiful for the side of Hisoka, and Big Scythe was able to tie out the scoreline. So technically a reset right here. Let's have a quick replay. And so the members were able to diminish everything down by 2-1. And this is the beauty about it. Hisoka was able to take down Shrey, but this is the unfortunate thing. Casper could have waited until Hisoka was detained, and Hisoka was not having any of that and just went for the push and took Casper down. And you know, that was amazing.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a 6-6 half. I do think that Casper had a bit of an indecision there. She wanted to peek first, but once she saw this miss, she actually hid and then repeat. So I think that that indecision kind of like made it awkward for her, and that's how Hisoka actually got the round. I completely agree with you. If Casper just hid, waited for the lockdown to pop, I think she would have gotten it.
Exactly. So right now we are gonna head on to the pistol of the second half right here, and Recon Bolt denied, but still Chasu was detected. Let's see if double peaks are to happen. Very nice reflexes from Muffin Loop taking down Crescents into the corner, but the other members of Big Scythe though are already marching their way towards mid. They could be sandwiched here. P, what do you think?
I love this aggression from Big Scythe. They're immediately on this A side. The plant is about to go down, but there's already 4 members surrounding the side, so they're gonna let this plant go down. Gwen takes the first kill. Shock Dart coming out. Britzy gets caught with the utility out, and it's gonna be all down to Shrey, who gets 1 kill with a Nano Swarms, but Gwen with a 4k. Really aggressive play from Big Scythe here.
Nicely done by Big Scythe. Was able to be proactive in towards the map. Notice how they were able to fast rotate from B to mid, took down the members as well. Look at this replay right here, a bit of a peek, and Gwen is already pre-aimed, make it another with that beautiful swing. And Frey just couldn't do as much here because ran out of ammo in the process, and the other members were just there and already know where Shrey was at. So that was really a good pistol for the side of Big Scythe.
Yeah, and pistol rounds is really important here because, as they mentioned on the panel, Asteria have been winning the pistol rounds, right? Big Scythe winning these 2 pistol rounds is going to really be the difference maker when it comes to the wire. And Big, with the Spectres here, sprays 3 down, Crescents, and Chase U just decimates Asteria. And there's gonna be Muffin Loop getting 1 kill. However, gets his 2nd kill as well before Chasey finally takes her down, but Britzy is there for the trade. It's becoming really expensive for Big Scythe, but I don't see Britzy getting a clutch here, especially with that frenzy.
Indeed, because better weaponry can go for this, and besides, they can go for that double peak for. And the fact that Britzy is also in a low health here, how could this be possible, right? So that is going to be a win for Big Scythe here in towards to getting their 8th point. Look at the quick replay. Beautiful spray transfer coming in for both Chasu and Crescents, who've been double peeking them up and for the trade. Then again, and towards the remaining rounds, I was about to say that it could have been a quick turnaround of events, but the fact that Big Scythe is also mobile in terms of responding to these trades, to these refrags, are also really good for them. 8-6 now on the scoreline, and we're just going to see how Asteria is going to do this, because right now they're quite separated in towards our map.
Yeah, I think that their execution hasn't been really there for me. I feel like maybe it's the lack of that flash, right? Or the lack of that leer. Their lineup doesn't have that. They don't have leer, they don't have flash from a KO. It's becoming really difficult to get to the sites because they only have the Sova as an initiator. No flashes to get in. They're relying on Muffin Loop and Meow 16K to get those opening duels. And if they're not falling, if they're not happening, then they're gonna struggle. And Muffin Loop is gonna try to look for that first kill right now. Gwen is still in the corner, but she is actually supported by Hisoka, who swings out. Gwen gets a headshot onto Muffin Loop, and that's exactly what Big Scythe need if they want to win this bonus round. This Sheriff headshot onto Muffin Loop. Again, this is exactly the problem, right? They don't have the flashes to go in, and then Muffin Loop is forced to duel, and no one is there to back her up. I think that's the biggest issue here. There are no trades, and look at Gwen. She's upgraded to a Vandal from her Sheriff, and I think this is going to be absolutely amazing for Big Scythe. Looks like it's going to be an A execute for Asteria instead. They're trying to go into the side right now, but Chasey is there, might be able to get one. Wither Ghost gets one, but they actually get another kill as well. Shrey gets taken down at mid with that Spectre. So now Asteria on their buy round is down on a 2v4.
Indeed. And Britzy, though, will be taking one with that Vandal. Let's see if the spray transfer happens. Meow 16K in towards Generator was able to take down one, but the Ghost is going to clean that up. And basically here, Key, this is where Illustrada's point of view goes in. KO has been proving himself time and time again, and it was demonstrated by Gwen in towards the early phases of the game into middle side. But this is the replay from earlier. It was a very nice trades for both Meow 16K and Britzy, but unfortunately though, again, they were cornered. I was mentioning from earlier, at least into the previous wildcard, it started there that Asteria is known for them sandwiching out the members, but this time around, Big Scythe is doing that exactly.
Yeah, and winning a bonus round always feels good, right? You were at a deadlock tie 6-6 coming into the second half, and Big Scythe take the pistol round, take their buy round, and even take their bonus round. And this is starting to look scary for Asteria. Chase you gets the first kill as well onto Shrey. It is a full eco, almost full eco for them. So it's not going to be a big loss, but this is, after all, Big Scythe's map pick as well. Let's not forget that. Yamori with the shock dart onto Britzy, getting revenge kill of her own with the shock darts. Meow 16K takes Yamori down though.
To be fair, in terms of having a very full eco composition or round, to say the least, excuse me, but before anything else, Crescents though is able to take it down. Gwen with that grenade was able to clean up Casper. So back to the point that I was trying to say in towards this replay here. It's quite a common strategy where if you are on full eco, you're just gonna go all together in a site, and basically Big Scythe here just took advantage of that. Okay, we know that you're just in one area, so might as well go around mid, go around to B, and just peek you from there. And that's just basically what happened onto the previous round.
Yeah, and now it's gonna be another gun round for Asteria, so I think this might be where they turn things around, but Krolo is actually on the operator.
Interesting.
It's going to be a bit of a one-way here in Crescents with the fragment there, but they're not going to find anyone just yet. They should be able to hear this sound though. There's the owl drone being used as well. It's going to be spotting her. See if Crescents wants to stand her ground. Hisoka gets a kill onto Muffin Loop first. And there's the paint shells coming out. They have to fall back a little bit, but Crescents is still up front. And no one is actually going to push. The spike is all the way on to B lobby. There's the first kill coming out from the off too. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's nice because Yamori was able to pre-aim at a convenient angle, and Hisoka as well, just going in for the cleanup here. So only Meow 16 was remaining, what was basically going in towards Catwalk, and takes a kill of her own. But I was about to say, before everything happened, But before that, Showstopper not going to get some damage from Yamori anytime soon. Just a chinky bit. But right now, Mia16 was able to secure that. Not really daunted by that operator potentially. And just spray in towards smoke. And it was a good call, to say the least, for Chasu to just back off instead of push, because now the lockdown is already up and running.
Oh, nice kill from her. So Spike was denied, and now the lockdown is going to discourage her from going down and planting. Hisoka cleans things up. And now we were 6-6, and now Big Sides are on an 11-6 lead.
Going back in towards this replay, okay, we do see that Mia16 was able to get a kill of her own in the process, as well as taking down Yamori here, who is this time around the imposing threat in an operator, but Chase, the moment she places that lockdown, takes a quick peek in towards sight, already knows how things are going to pan out to be. So really, this is a good call for VLT to get that timeout up and running. Maybe it will work on their favor, to say the least, but this is the point that I wanted to really emphasize onto that previous round, right? So firstly, in towards I feel like VLT kind of invested a bit in terms of using the utilities in towards A main, but did not reciprocate it with the push, because you mentioned it that they didn't push it, right? So because of that, that kind of like threw off the bat the plan that they initially had in taking a site. And so I guess that's where it kind of faltered from there, knowing that Hisoka and Crescents was in a site, cleaning them up in the process. So what do you think could be a better key for Asteria, just so that they can gather more points all the way up to potentially a draw of like 11 points, or even better, may take the match point?
I think an full execute on the side is something that we haven't seen. They're just going for these defaults, and they're losing to the pushes because Big Sides are very fast in recognizing where the lapses in their positioning are. And Yamori gets spotted by the all drone here, and this is exactly what I want to see from them. They're starting to flush out the operator here, making her ineffective, using those smokes to their advantage. And Meow 16k with a headshot onto Gwen. So they're all gathered mid right now, so they can decide to go A or B still at this point in time. But it seems like they're going to go for A because they want to rescue this gun. Meow 16k passes the Phantom to Muffin Luke. Uses Satchel to get in, but Crescent is on that spot. And now Britsy's going to get a double kill off her own using that Spectre. Starting to look good for Asteria, but Big Sides still have a Vandal and an Operator. So this 2v3 situation, if Chase You might actually get caught here.
Could be, and a possibility as well. But with only a Sheriff to work with, Shrey has to be precise with her aim at this point. Will be spotting out Chasu in the process as well. And that's a very nice kill for her. All the more secure it by Shrey taking that round, and that's going to be a thrifty Yahoo moment by VLT.
Yeah, getting these Sheriff shots in was really key to winning this round. Shrey missed the first shot, but she gets the second one. And this shot onto Yamori, that was sick, by the way. Like, you challenge an operator with a Sheriff and you win. I think that should feel good for Asteria. That timeout really, I think, reset their mindset as to how to go about things, because you could see that they were a bit more decisive, a bit more aggressive there, and getting those kills is really important. So let's see if they can keep this up.
Truth, but at this point, we can already consider, Key, that every round counts. They need to have these consecutive wins so that they can catch up on the points. This is an early lockdown, but Shrey is able to deny that path by taking down Hisoka, who was aggressive towards mid lane. Crescents for the trade, though, did not see that coming for Casper. Crescents with that 2k as well. This is your Omen moment, and right now, they are going to go once again to market. Britzy takes that isolation fight, but it's not going to pay off as Yamori goes and takes Britzy down, and basically responds Gwen as well, because Gwen's ult is up and running. So Mia 16k though, it still takes one for the trade. Chasu as well for Kima's own. Oh, that is a very nice angle to look for, to say the least. Uses the paint shell, the pushes is up and coming. Satchels as well, but gets the 3k clutch from Nanoleaf.
I think Chasey had a gun there, and I think that she probably didn't have bullets after spraying in front of previous. Like here, she sprayed most of the bullets there, and because she didn't have any more bullets in the chamber, she thought that maybe a classic would help her out this time around. But you know, that's the nature of the classic, right? Sometimes it works. Sometimes your right click yields 2 headshots. Sometimes it doesn't hit anything at all. And at that point in time, it didn't work out for them, and it looks like Asteria are starting to find their stride here. It's a bit late in the game, but I think that they can still catch up. There's only 3 rounds difference now. From 11-6, they've won 2 rounds in a row, and Asteria are starting to look good because Big Scythe, they don't have the economy for rifles right now.
Indeed, unless otherwise they can go for thrifties, but see, this is where also the change of pace happens for Big Scythe because they are on eco. Basically, they are forced to be on a passive approach in which VLT is going to take advantage of that. Trey takes Chasu down. Already seeing the other members here, Yomori and Hisoka is forced to go for the double peek. Oh!
Casper and Shrey with kills apiece, but Hisoka gets a headshot onto Shrey. She can get a big gun here. We've seen her clutch before, but 1v4 right now, and I don't think she's in a good position because she's getting the wrong reads here. She's at B right now, and I think she might just run into Muffin Loop here. Let's see who kills first. Hisoka actually gets the first kill, immediately dismisses. She does have the Empress as well. If she wants to try to clutch this, not sure if you want to commit your ultimate in the 1v3 though, but if she can do this, it'll be really amazing for Big Scythe because that puts him in match point.
He uses the Leer, uses all utilities at play. I don't think that she'll be using the Empress to say this because she may want to save it for the match point, right? So in here, gets a little bit of an isolation, but still spots out Male 16K in the corner because of that whip, but Casper still secures that 11-9 scoreline. Look at the replay right here, Key.
Yeah, that was an amazing flick. Okay, this first kill onto Muffin Loop, so she doesn't get trapped there. But look at this. She gets shot from the corner, and look at her flick and adjust onto Meow 16K's head with 29 HP remaining. I mean, that's some damage to the economy. But that flick was amazing. And I think the Big Scythe, they might be able to reverse this time. They finally have enough to buy again.
True, and they are known for that aggressive play here, and the fact that they're defenders, they don't really hesitate into pushing per se. Because look at Crollo just basically plays himself in the process. Showstopper Satchel up. Will he spot Hisoka though? Oh no! Actually, Crescent Snow will be taking it down. Britzy as well for the trade, but the Showstopper is not going to be placed in towards that fight. Muffin Loop is planting this spike. That's a nice position of swarm grenades, to be fair. It delays the push. And with the help of Hunter's Fury from Crollo, it delays them from further pushing the site.
Yeah, there's the Cosmic Divide being committed as well. This makes it so dangerous for the defenders to go out because they don't see anything at all, but Hisoka doesn't care. Just use the Empress, gets out, dismisses, but Casper is all the way onto main, takes Hisoka down, takes Chasey down as well. Oh, the kills left and right, but Gwen is in the Cosmic Divide, gets taken down by Shrey in the end. It's now 11-10.
11-10, they are starting to crawl their way up here for the side of Asteria. I mean, they are known for that, right? To have that consecutive wins to work in their favor, but that was a beautiful jump from Hisoka. Fortunately, was cornered by Casper, who is in a main, and as well just taking those kills as they see the peaks come through. So Muffin Loop also takes a kill of her own in the process, and you know, they're just I couldn't say that it's chaotic, but I think it's more of plan. Why?
Yep.
Because the angles basically and the position of the members of Asteria were basically meant for that specific post plan.
Completely agree. And it's gonna be it's a force buy round for Big Side. And you mentioned it. Asteria are known for winning rounds together, and they're also known for their timeouts. So the last time they did a timeout, they won 11 rounds in a row on split. I think that's absolutely amazing. And right now, right after that timeout, they've actually been winning out. So it was 11-6 when they called the timeout, and they won 4 rounds in a row.
Indeed. So we may see another scenario like that right now, unless Big Scythe, shuts it down with more better play. So they're kind of invested in towards mid site, which I can say is quite a safe play because you can move around the sites to and fro with ease. So this is going to be another lockdown for Chasu. Are they going to go in aggressively though? Look at that beautiful smoke coming in from Muffin Loop. Let's see how this is going to be played out.
This 100 Sphere being committed as well, buying them so much time. The spike is planted right now. It's going to be a 5v5 retake, which is very difficult. Muffin Loop gets the first kill already, and it's not looking good for Big Side anymore. Meow 16k takes Chase U down as well, but Gwen takes one, immediately gets traded by Britzy. It's all down to Hisoka yet again. See if she can find yet another 1v4 that she has to play. Gets the first kill, she can heal, but she gets taken down through the wall. Shrey sprays through the pretty much cardboard wall there, taking Hisoka down. Now it's 11-11.
11-11, just like that. Let's look at the quick replay. Muffin Loop opens it up by securing it all the more, taking down Crescents. Meow 16k as well with quick reflexes and seeing them on smoke. Hisoka was able to trade it out by knowing where Britzy is, which is at B main, but they're just too fast and to react to this, and really went for the cleanup. And right now 11 for both sides of the team. Big Scythe really needs that miracle play so that they can secure this match point.
I don't like that Big Scythe are forcing on this round with
Yeah.
Spectres. And they even take the wrong gamble there at mid and A. And now it's going to be a quick B execute from Asteria. They're already into the side, and they just don't have any control right now on the side of Big Scythe.
But that's a very nice jiggle kick from Muffin Loop. Takes one, make it another. That was a quick turnaround from looking at B long to going into market once again. That's very quick. And Chasu was able to detect Shrey's foot in towards that smoke here. So how are things gonna go here? Casper off-cam kill there. But VLT members are low on HP, but Meow 16k for 1 and 2, but Gwen with the trade, Casper to clean up 11-12. They were able to turn the tables around.
They should really patent this Asteria timeout at this point in time, because wow, that's 6 rounds in a row for them. Decisive rounds too. And right now, Big enemy coming to this round, they've also used a lot of their utilities. So I think that coming into this match point, this is going to be a bit difficult for them to get into the tiebreaker. Look at that. Only 2 rifles, a Vandal and a Phantom, and 3 of them are on Spectre. So it could be really difficult defense here. But they're still employing the same defense. 2A, 2 mid, and a lone killer on the B side. And this is not looking good for them anymore. Meow 16 gets the first kill, gets a second kill as well onto Crescents. And it looks like Big Scythe are in big trouble. Now the paint shells come out, flushes Yamori out. 5 of the members funneling into the A side, and now Gwen still has her ultimate, but does it really matter if she uses it at this point? It just gives away her position. Meow 16k takes a bullet to the head but survives, because that's just a Spectre. Gwen takes one down, but the bot is chasing her. Okay, they get taken down. Meow 16k getting really low right now. Could be the flash use, the shock dart coming out as well. Britzy gets flashed, but Meow 16k still gets a kill. Chase U takes Casper down, and it's still looking pretty dicey for Big Scythe. The showstopper getting used as well, doesn't find anyone. Yamori is going to get flushed out eventually. They're trying to get into the start right now. They're on Jenny. Spectres looking pretty good at this range, really. There's someone on Heaven, though. Might be able to push her. Yamori gets 1 kill. Can Big Side do this? Britzy gets 1. Shrey, 1v2 right now for Chase U, but not going to do it at all. That's an Asteria comeback from the timeout.
Very nice play coming in from VLT Asteria. Imagine they were a bit of slow, as I mentioned, in towards those pushes and in towards the first half of the game. But then again, they were able to bounce back up in towards the second half the moment that they had that timeout. And again, you mentioned it time and time again, they are known for that. Whenever they're on timeout afterward, it's like they're an all-for-one team, and just really had that ultimate smash in towards those games and won the remaining rounds consecutively. Imagine 11-6 made it into an 11-13.
Yeah, that's really scary. I mean, when Asteria called a timeout, they mean business. They really reset. They find a strat. I'm not sure what goes on in those timeouts. We need to ask them if they do win the series and do get an interview with them. But those timeouts are really amazing for Asteria, because I've never seen a team in FSL call for a timeout and really just win out. And Asteria have done that yet again. So I think that's really interesting. Whatever their coaches tell them, whatever the team does in that timeout, really like maybe rejigging how they think, how they approach the side, or maybe just sharing what they know, what their reads are, is truly amazing. And going from a 6-11 deficit to 13-11 is just a sight to behold.
Indeed. So far in terms of predictions, we do have Jaeger with that 1 point. So let's see if Big Scythe is to prove that wrong with no, a potential third game, or will Asteria just really sweep this out and just don't go away, guys. We will be right back to see if it happens.
Got the money in the bank. Hit you with the hit you with the bank. Hit you with the hit you with the 808. Hit you with the hit you with the 808. Bang to the break, bang to the break. Got the money in the bank. Got the money in the bank. Hit you with the 808. Hit you with the hit you with the bank. Hit you with the hit you with the 808. Hit you with the hit you with the 808. Bang to the break, bang to the break, bang to the break, bang, 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 bang. I'm a boss, and you know that I'm finna shine. Got the money in the bank.
Hello. क्या हाल है guys? What's up? Can you hear me? Mic testing 1 2 3. Hello, 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 hello. What a game, boys. What a game. कम बैक किया. Damager super chat miss. Okay. And to the girl from Australia and Pakistan, and what a match. Thank you so much for the 40 Vaibhav. Really, really appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Guys, like का बटन नहीं दबाया, इतने जन देख रहे हो, कैसे? लाइक नहीं किया, शेयर नहीं किया, कैसे होगा guys? कैसे कैसे जाएगा सीन आगे? POV इतना पीछे क्यों है? It's on a delay रे. It's on a delay. पूरा गेम जो है ना, it's 240 seconds के डिले पे, तो कैमरा को भी POV को भी हम लोगों ने उस हिसाब से सिंक करके रखा है विद द गेम. मेरी आवाज आ रही है ब्रो? वो अभी मैंने बताया तो आप लोगों ने बटन दबाया, क्या बात है? बताने पे दबाना. वाह वाह वाह. अन्ना फिर से खुश है. या दैट वाज द प्लान. अन्ना की कमी महसूस नहीं होनी चाहिए, इसलिए वी गॉट अन्ना's स्माइलिंग फेस ऑन द स्ट्रीम. सिंक नहीं है. POV एंड गेम इज नॉट सिंक. कोई बात नहीं. POV का ज्यादा डिले है. कोई कैलकुलेट करके बताओ कितने सेकंड का डिले है, या हम करते हैं, रुको. अभी वाला राउंड चालू होगा तब ठीक करते हैं. स्ट्रीम इज अहेड ऑफ POV. कोई नहीं, अभी फिक्स करते हैं अभी हम लोग उसको. विल फिक्स इट अप, डोंट वरी. गेम से भी ज्यादा डिले POV में. विल फिक्स इट, डोंट वरी. थैंक यू. चलो.
POV has delay. Let's go guys, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. जैसा स्पैम चल रहा था फर्स्ट मैप में, ठीक है, वैसे ही करना है, ठीक है. #VLT Asteria for the win. Let's go, करते रहो. नो साउंड कैसे आएगा? साउंड माइक बंद था. क्या कर रहे हो दोस्तों? प्लीज कॉल मार्जिल. थोड़ा जॉर्ड का मिया ऑन टॉप. लेट्स गो बॉयज, लेट्स गो. तुझे थ्रो मत कर भाई. मैं कहाँ थ्रो कर रहा, मैं कहाँ खेल कहाँ रहा मैं. चोमो ओपी. लेट्स गो गाइस. चोमो ओपी. नो गेम साउंड.
Started slipping away from them,
अब आ गया
and they
guys.
started losing round after round. I think it was 11-7 at some
Yeah.
point. They never really let them. They never really got back into the game, and they
जॉर्ड
let
सुनो.
Asteria
बिंग्स
run
मियाओ का टीचर है
right
क्या
over.
बेचारी? एक भी Yeah, रिजल्ट नहीं definitely, लगी. yeah. I हाँ, really wanna बिंग्स go भैया ने थोड़ा know थोड़ा what बताया, goes into स्प्लिट that का बताया, history एसेंट of, का like, I बताया. don't know if they pack a
Bingsby
Bingsby
ने,
motivational speech in that
कस्टम
1
में
minute, but
सिखाया मियाओ
I
को.
need that in my life, whatever that is, because they
रुचिर
kept
भाई जिधर
going there.
स्ट्रीम हो रहा
On
है
side, big
उसका
side,
लिंक
I
दे
do
भाई.
agree, like
ट्विच पे
maybe a
FSL.
timeout should have been called up.
मार्जिल को
I'm not
बुला ले भाई.
debating
मार्जिल
one,
भैया सो रहे होंगे बे. अन्ना रुचिर थ्रो कर रहा है. हाँ, मैं
basically
थ्रो
cut
कर
that
रहा.
momentum, but it looks like Big Side couldn't find any answers, and if I would even say maybe there was a little bit of tilt.
मजा आया, बहुत मजा है बे.
They
सारे
force
POV
bought
तो
and
सही कर
coming
दे भाई.
into
कर
the
दूंगा
last
भाई.
round,
थोड़ा
which could
डिले
have been
पता
the
नहीं चल रहा है.
equalizer. They could have bought rifles, but instead they lost that round because three of
VLT
them
Asteria
did
for
not
the win.
have rifles.
Let's go. Spam
You're
करते रहो.
absolutely right, and that
अभी
ended
देखो,
up with them having to
अभी
push aggressive
1400
angles. They
लोग
got
देख रहे हैं,
caught
ठीक
out.
है?
It ended up in an early
1400 देख रहे
3v5
हैं.
simply
अभी
because
सिर्फ
of the
VLT
economic
Asteria for the win
disparity that
दिखना
we
चाहिए और
just saw
कुछ
in
नहीं
that
दिखना
previous
चाहिए.
game. But
चलो.
let's go ahead and talk about game number
Players
2
अगर
here. We've
देखें
broken
chat,
down the previous
मैच
one.
स्टार्टिंग में
And in
अगर
the
सेकंड मैप
upcoming
का तो
one,
सिर्फ VLT
you
Asteria
know,
for the win
Jaeger,
दिखना
we
चाहिए.
said the
Let's
first
go.
map
हजार लोग तो
needed,
स्पैम कर
it
सकते
needed
हो.
to go to Big Scythe there because, again, Ascent is really one of their more comfortable maps. It's
इसको
really
देखो,
one of
मैं
the
इतनी
maps
अच्छी
they
अच्छी
shine
बातें
in,
कर रहा
and
सबसे पहले आ गया था
did shine,
भोसड़ी
just not
के.
bright enough
देख लो.
to eclipse
चलो सिर्फ
Asteria on
VLT
this
Asteria
one.
for the win.
Yeah,
Let's
and
go.
I
स्पैम
mean,
करो
they've
guys. स्पैम
lost
करना
their
नहीं
map
आता तुम
pick,
लोगों को.
Big Scythe, and now they're going on to Asteria's map pick,
क्या?
where they are feeling confident,
वो
and
तो
where
रहा
Scythe
है.
have historically just not done well.
अरे हाँ
And
शेयर तो
so,
करो ही करो.
odds
स्पैम
being in
करो
favor
पहले.
of,
हाँ स्पैम
Big
करो. स्पैम
Scythe
करो.
just
इन लोगों को दिखना,
really
सबको दिखना चाहिए
not,
चैट.
to say the
इंडिया,
least.
पाकिस्तान,
So
ऑस्ट्रेलिया,
yeah, VLT
हर
Asteria,
जगह
they should
दिखना
feel
चाहिए.
confident going into this one,
सबको
especially with
सपोर्ट
that
करो.
huge comeback from the last
ब्रिट्सी,
game. They've got momentum.
श्रेया जो
They've
लोग
got their
ऑस्ट्रेलिया
map
पाकिस्तान
pick,
से खेल
they've
रहे हैं
got their first win.
बिल्कुल
and they're looking to
डिमोटिवेट
get
नहीं
that
होंगे.
to
Let's go guys.
Yeah, it's
Let's
looking
go.
like Asteria pulling things back
Let's
just
go.
when we started to get a little bit
Keep supporting. Let's
worrisome.
go.
They once again proved to us why they are one of the front runners here in this tournament, one of the mainstays in the FSL Elite and just in the entire FSL circuit in general. Now, going into Split, what kind of changes, Key, do we have to see here from Big Scythe if they want to take a victory up against VLT Asteria, especially on their map pick?
They really need to win more rounds on the defensive side because I think that they're going to
अरे
struggle a
गोले.
bit on attack. So, not going 6-6
गोला
going
2.0.
to the second half will be an advantage to them. I think that they
VLT
need
for the
to
win. VLT
tighten
for the
their
win. इधर
defense a
मैच
bit
चल
more.
रहा है
That's
और
where they
मार्जिल
actually
एंड
fell,
कंटेंट सो रहा है. वहाँ क्या
on,
सीन है?
Ascent, right? They started
वहाँ
against
क्या
SC.
सीन
They didn't
है?
have
स्लो मोड
maybe
ऑन
they
है.
didn't
कहाँ
have
से
the timeout
स्पैम
to
करें?
break, a serious streak.
स्लो मोड
Maybe
हटा
they
दूं
need
क्या
to
guys?
reserve the timeout this time
मैं हटा
around.
सकता
Make
लेकिन
sure that the exterior pause is actually paused.
हटा दूं क्या? स्पैम करोगे?
Yeah, absolutely
करोगे
right
क्या?
there because
हाँ
you know,
बोलो
the
एक बार.
pause
सब लोग
is
हाँ
once
बोलो.
more we
हटा
go
दूंगा.
back
स्पैम
into
करना
it.
फिर सब लोग. पूरा स्पैम
I
करना.
think at some
VLT
point,
Asteria
I
for
don't
the
know,
win.
a lot of viewers here might be new. The Stereo pause is really
बोलो
quite
एक बार हाँ
legendary
बोलो.
here
स्पैम
in
करोगे
the
कि नहीं?
circuit,
तो मैं कर
in
दूंगा.
FSL Elite, and you know the entire
चैट के
VCT
साथ.
Game Changer circuit in general. The last time they did that,
मेरी
they pulled
चैट ही
this
मेरी
amazing
दुनिया है.
comeback. It was
ये
like
चैट
what,
मेरी
11
दुनिया है
rounds in a
दोस्तों.
row or
Yeah.
something like that. They managed to come back from right after a pause, and we're like, okay, whatever they said in that timeout, it's just the stuff of
And
legends.
that was on Split.
It was on Split,
कम
and
करो.
you know,
रुक
it
जा.
just makes me think those are the kind of things that you probably hear like a bard say in like Dungeons and Dragons, and
कम कर
probably
दे.
give you
Slow
like,
mode कम करना
that's
है.
when you roll a crit
Spam
on
नहीं
like
कर पा
a
रहे लोग.
check or something like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the agents coming in here.
हाँ हाँ हाँ.
I
Wait
really like what I saw
कम कर रहा
from Big Scythe. They put Hisoka on that Reina, a lot of effectiveness. Might be the key here for this next one. And I really do like the KO
हाँ, bro,
pick as
POV.
well. I think it really worked out
करते
for
guys,
them in
करते
that
करते
first
करते.
map. I think
अभी match
Split
start
is one
नहीं
of
हुआ है,
those
POV.
maps where you can really let the KO shine as well, especially when you're breaking into sites that might
POV
be
रुक जा.
harder
POV
to get
buffering.
into,
Wait मैं
just
देखता
like
क्या
that
सीन है
B-side
POV का.
is.
Yeah, I think so. Having that KO.
Delay add हुआ है. थोड़ा सा तो wait
proved
करो.
it.
आ
I mean,
जाएगा.
I was right with my my big pick there for Asteria, so I'll give you one. And
Barely.
Yeah, KO did a really good job. Gave a lot of space. Gave a lot of information as well, and those nades were really delaying those pushes back in. So, especially on a map like Split, where there's a lot of very small, tight angles to enter these sites, yeah, having those nades available, having those flash drives available, can be very useful.
Well,
Oh.
let's take a look and see whether they're going to be
Goal.
running with what they're comfortable with or changing things up. And yeah, we will be seeing this, the KO yet again. I'm absolutely
जा
elated
थोड़ा
to
सा.
see it. We're going to be seeing a double
Streamer नहीं
initiator,
हो. थोड़ा सा तो
single,
issue है.
a single duelist pickup here for VLT Asteria's
डालना
side.
slow
Now
mode
Asteria,
डालना.
they're going to be
लौड़े.
having the KO on their side. Now
Slow
Big
mode डालना,
Scythe, they're
लौड़े.
also going to be running with the KO. I think
हटा
people are starting to
लौड़े.
realize, okay, it's meta now. Okay, KO, it's legit, especially after what we saw in the last LCQs. People
हटा
are
हटा
picking it
नहीं.
up
हाँ
left
कम
and
कर
right,
दे.
and
10
it's
second.
making a lot of sense. Now, one thing that is different from this one, they are
10
both
second
running
का.
the double initiator, but instead of the Sky, we're going to be seeing Breach onto Big Scythe. And personally, Key, I actually prefer this. I think it gives you a lot more entering capability as you go into those sites.
Yeah, especially on Split, right? I think that's probably the only map I would recommend Breach on. Sky is much better on bigger maps, but in a small map like Split, Breach is just so good. Like you can clear corners that are typically
चलो guys, चलो start
pretty
करते हैं.
much, and with with the Rolling Thunder, you could pretty much clear the whole site. And I think you can't do that with Sky, especially on Split.
Yeah, well, you heard it from us again on the panel, and we're going to be bringing it to the casters to tell us all about game number 2. So again, it's coming your way, casters. Take it away.
There you are. Thank you so much. Key, you were in panel earlier. So, yeah, you've made a lot of amazing points, especially in towards game number one, wherein we did see an amount of choke that happened from Big Scythe, because we've seen that Asteria won those rounds consecutively, and really a great hashtag Asteria pause right there and then. But yes, you also mentioned about basically having that economic disparity
Yeah.
that happened into the remaining rounds that could have been better if they decided to save into that 11-11 fight and then just had better weaponry come the next one. So with this in mind, and you guys mentioned that split, basically it's the Asteria map, and also the legendary pause of 11 consecutive wins is in here. So what do you think does Big Side have to do so that they can really conquer all of these pointers that they need to watch out for?
Again, it's just going to be the defense, right? Like, being able to win on defense and split is really important because the attacking side is much more difficult. This is a serious map pick, and they know that they're likely going to start an attack, so they're going to be ready with the executes there. I mean, we saw how they executed on Ascent in that second half after their pause.
Good map,
Specifically after their
basically
pause,
the turning point.
their executions were
The
just
turning point of the
flawless,
first
and
game
being
was
able
when
to
they
win,
paused. Do you remember when it was
7
11-6? They
rounds
took
in
a
a row
pause. They took a
is no
breather.
small feat. So
Everybody was
Asteria,
watching.
they're going
Whenever
to
you
be
have,
very ready
whenever
with
you
the
have something
executes onto
going
the
on
side.
in life, something
And
hard,
Big
your
Side,
family, friends,
they need to rotate faster.
take a
They
breather,
need to
bro.
decide at
ना
which
कुछ
point
बुरा
they
काम
need
बात
to
ही
yield
नहीं
the
है,
site and
समझ
go
रहे हो?
for a retake. Or maybe even just stand their ground, or whatever they can do to stop
Take
the
a breather,
push
man.
from Asteria.
नीचे से दो
That
plate
was
है ना?
actually a nice wall from Chasto here towards Garage because it delayed the push that they were to have on B. And right now it's going to force some amount of skill sets that VLT has to do. So Chasto takes
Pure
one,
delay, yeah, bro.
Casper for
Pure
the
delay
trade.
there, bro.
Gwen
But
will
we're not
spot
able
out
to
Muffin
match
Loop
it.
in towards mid.
Guard किया हमने, फिर
And
भी
they
नहीं
are
हुआ.
in towards heaven. They took some bodies on the floor respectively. Crescents for one, but Risky for
Next
that
dive,
right click,
Richie.
make it a two. Not enough for a third because he was
Nice
sandwiched. She was sandwiched from both
Damn
sides
life
of the
lessons.
spectrum.
Not life lessons. I've been
Yeah,
there.
so Big again with yet another pistol round. So they've been winning every single pistol round, but
And of course, this is going to be the quick replay of that by having we did see Hisoka 1, Crescents will take 1 as well, and this is basically just not having that numbers advantage, at least to say in
ये दिख रहा है, ये
that
दिख
first
रहा है.
round. So pistol went into the hands of Big
वो
Side
दिख रहा
here, similar to match number 1.
yeah, and getting those pistol rounds is really important for Big Side, right? It didn't pan out for them in
Down
map
conquer.
number 1. They got both
Mute
pistol
हो जाओ.
rounds, but in the end, still went 11-13. But I think that if they don't get the pistol rounds, it will be way worse. So, being able to secure the pistol round ensures at least a good start. But we've seen Big Side start off really well, but in the end, just get overwhelmed by Asteria's offense. So, great double position here on ramps. There's 3 onto A right now, and the spike is still on A. It looks like Asteria are going to think twice about this and starting to
Thanks
funnel
for the
into
40,
mid
bro.
instead.
Thanks so much, man. Don't super chat for me.
We're
And
starting
on
to
my
see
channel, neither
another
my stream.
slow
man.
progress coming in from
Okay, bro, appreciate it.
Asteria, because we've witnessed this from the first match. They weren't really winning the first 4 or 5 rounds of the ground, but that's going to be a flash. Hisoka still is able to get Casper down despite, changing guns, reloading rather. But Muffin Loop for the trade, Chesu as well in towards mid of the site, and just took advantage of those people on the low, and a bit of a jiggle peek to and fro here for both sides. Muffin Loop with only the member remaining with low HP, and the Spectre double peeking is the better play.
Yeah, they could just like catch a breath, and Muffin Loop will just fall there. 12 HP will die to any single bullet that she takes, and yeah, she can't do much at that point anymore. But this is how it's supposed to go, right? I mean, on split, it's a bit scary actually. Second round, I've seen many ecos on the second round, many anti-ecos rather, on the second round actually lose because the map is so small. You can easily get overwhelmed, but it's not happening this time.
Indeed. And maybe here for the third round, now that
नहीं इन लोग को मैं
Asteria
genuinely
has
एक
better
चीज बोला
weaponry
कल
to work
कि
with,
that
maybe they can really
I told them that
do the play.
this match
But
is
so
they're
far,
not
in
playing for
terms of
themselves
positions,
anymore.
they
इतना
are
इतना
quite
टाइम वो
separated.
लोग चिल्ला
So
रहे थे,
I think it's a
वो लोग
matter
चिल्ला
of
रहे थे
them
recognition के लिए,
securing
इतना मेहनत किया
a
recognition
certain
के लिए,
area or playing
वो
for
सब अभी आ
peaks.
गया.
Because I
अभी
guess
तभी आने के
they
बाद
have
with
some
great
in their
power
minds
comes
that they
great
need to
responsibility.
really take
That's the
away the
real thing,
threat
right?
that
So
has been imposed
मैं कल
upon
बोल
them,
रहा
at
था कि
least for the
आपको
first
पता है
2
धोनी
rounds.
इतना
So
धोनी को
potentially this
लोग
could be
इतना
a
पसंद क्यों
bonus
करते हैं क्योंकि वो one of
bonus
the
round
best players in
for
the world है नहीं
Big Scythe. Because
नहीं
again,
क्योंकि
the
one of the best
weaponry
wicket keepers
is
है नहीं क्योंकि वो
seen
hot और
in
sexy
here, but
दिखता नहीं
slowly
धोनी को
taking
इतना
a peek
पसंद
here as Shrey
in
takes
short
Crescents
धोनी
down
को इतना पसंद
towards
करते हैं लोग
screens.
क्योंकि इंडिया को
Is
सबको
this
सब
the
सबको
opportunity that
सपना
they
होता
need?
है
Because
क्रिकेटर
look,
बनने का
from vents
वो
towards
टूटा हुआ
heaven,
सपना
they
जो है ना
could
वो
take
टूटा हुआ
down
सपने
KO
वाला लोग
here with only
वो
frenzy
टूटा
to
हुआ
work
सपने
with.
वाले
They
लोग
have
अपने
to
सपने को
win
धोनी के
one
अंदर से देखते हैं
before
मतलब
actually
that's the
being
same
taken
thing that's
down.
happening with
Yeah,
the girls
taking
right
one
now.
is
Literally so
maybe
many
more than
aspiring
enough.
esports players
They
who
just
see
need to
themselves
damage
through them, you
Asteria's
understand,
economy because this is
including
their
me.
bonus round
मैं
after
भी
all.
failed
A
esports
win
player
would be
हूँ मतलब नहीं हो
amazing in
पाया
Cherry top, but
ट्राई किया
you
बट
know,
बहुत बुरा
Big
खेली
Side, they
बहुत
won
बुरा
their
खेला
bonus round and that second half in the previous
अंडरस्टैंड
map.
दैट बहुत बुरा
Didn't
खेल
really
के
work out for them
बहुत गाली
either way.
करके
So they just need to be a bit more
so I
consistent
see
in
my
really
dreams
getting
to
these
them
rounds.
I
And
know they make me
Hisoka
proud
immediately gets taken down by Casper. Two Spectres right
भाई
now
चुप
going
हो
to
जा
the side. It's
सॉरी
gonna be
ईशान
real difficult. They don't
थोड़ा
check
कुछ
the
किया
corner on
है
the right. Shrey is gonna walk up that smoke, takes one, and Muffin Loop finishes off Yamori. They don't lose more than just one.
That was very nice. The positioning went into the favor of Asteria here. Let's look at the quick replay. Straight for that opening, Gwen was able to go for the trade up until Muffin Loop tries to secure it down, and in towards that back, it was played perfectly. That they forced the members of Big Scythe in towards that area, and look at the crossfire that they did. It was beautifully done. So that's a point for Asteria, and this could be a similar feat that happened from match number 1. What do you think?
I think it might be different this time around. It is split after all, so I think that Big Scythe being on the defensive side is much more comfortable for them, and them having the guns is going to be okay. So they're playing a default right now. Actually, just no double peaks on the side of Big Scythe. They're just really playing passive. I don't think they
Bro,
want to
Sandeep,
push
it's
right
really
now
hard to
because
match
it
it,
is
bro,
their
because we
buy
came
round
here
and they don't
we
want to
don't
come out
have a
with this.
production setup.
They have a good read of the
you got
situation.
two
They're
laptops,
already
bro.
rotating towards
आपको
B.
थोड़ा adjust करना पड़ेगा.
They
I'm
don't
sorry
know
for
the
it,
spike is
though.
actually onto B
Apologies.
side already as Hisoka is actually smoked out. Tries to spray one down. Finally gets me out 16k but gets traded by Muffin Loop. Gwen is there to take down Shrey as well, defending the B side pretty well right now. The spike has not gone down yet. Casper takes Yamori down. Chase you is there, takes Pretty down. Muffin Loop there for the trade. Casper takes Gwen down. All down to Crescents right now. It's going to be breach. She does have flashes still. The plant has been faked. There's still a lot of time on the side of Asteria. And she gets taken down. Casper with the headshot onto Crescents. And Asteria string 2 rounds in a row.
It just meant that, you know, Casper and Muffin Loop, you can consider them as the police. Look at this, starting it off. Hisoka is going to be taken down because of that trade. Casper as well, and Chasu takes down Britzy, but Muffin Loop again for the save. And to finally finish it all off, Casper goes for a 3K. And it's really amazing how synergized they were in towards taking control of that site. And notice how they didn't plant immediately when
Kappa, I
Crescent
am a
was
really
the only
close
member
friend
remaining,
of
because they wanted to
Team
know or
Velocity, and
take a
I'm
bit
the
of better
official
picture
cheerleader
as
for
to
them.
where Crescent was at
Official cheerleader
first,
for VLT.
and
I'm just a
that's
close
just
friend,
paved the
bro.
way to
I'm just
pushing
here to support them,
from
and I'm just
Ali.
really
So this
thankful
is
that
going to be
Velocity
another
let me stay.
potential
My name is Lord
BK
Batura,
here
by the way.
with Boombot and Paint Shells to be utilized. They were able to get it. Now it's time for post-pan situation.
Yeah, big guns too. Just gonna be real difficult for
By the way, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this, I'm wearing a very inappropriate t-shirt. I didn't want to show it on stream, so I'm
pretty
wearing
effective with the
this.
Sheriff sometimes though. So let's see if they can land these shots, because this is still going to be a difficult 5v5 retake. They are planning to use their utility to try and at least smoke out Garage. There's the flashes. They're using all their utility. They really want to try for this one. Muffin Loop with a flash out of the smoke. 2 quick headshots, 5 quick kills for Asteria. It's gonna be a secret lab flawless round for Asteria's side. They do take a little bit of chip damage from the pistols, but
Guys, we changed the delay.
that was pretty clean round from them.
We changed the delay. We changed the delay to match
Smoother,
with the
what
match
you
case.
mentioned that the members of Big Scythe were really expending a lot of utilities, in which that played a huge role for the side of Asteria to take advantage of, because the more utilities that you use, it basically opened the field for you, and as we've seen it was a
Ping
clean
क्या है बतौरा
round
सबका below
for
40.
them
Hi Neha.
in getting their third point. They already,
Bro, you can't legit
have
call
the
them.
points advantage this time around, and if they were to do this consecutively, it's going to be a big thing. But Yamori takes one with the help of presence back there to double peak. That's a big, big thing.
Yeah, definitely great round for Big Side round. They have control over the spike as well. So it's down to a 2v4, and I think they could just honestly band together and defend the spike here because they have control over it.
They have
हाँ,
control
हल्का सा कम कर
over
दिया.
it, and
Player cam off.
only
No,
C
we've
would
changed the
seem
delay.
to try and
We've changed the
attempt
delay. We've
to
changed the
take
delay. We've
Tab.
changed the
And
delay of
I
POV.
mean,
We've changed
I
the
could
delay
have
of
thought
POV.
that maybe
We've
Muffin
changed the
Loop
delay of
went
POV.
towards mid potentially for a flank, but I think a save
We've changed the delay. We've
can
changed the
happen
delay.
for both sides of the team, unless of course they decided to really hunt
Mathura
down
bird market.
the remaining members of Asteria.
And if you guys ever
But
find, if you guys think I should not talk and all, just let
Already
me know. I'll
trying
keep
to
my
rescue
mic.
the spike
I'll
here.
keep
There's
my
a frag
mic
hit coming
muted.
out. Chase you takes on Muffin Loop though. It's now 1v4 for Britzy, and she gets taken down by Gwen.
Hello. We'll change the delay. Yeah.
And
Change the delay of POV, guys.
to say the least, for the
I'm
side
on
of
safe.
Big Sight, they were able to go aggressive in towards a lobby simply because you've seen. See, this
बैटरी
is the
अटक गई
replay
क्या
right
नहीं
now.
बे
Yomori
वो
had
डिले
that
के लिए आपके
feeling
लिए
that
चेंज किया था
Asteria were to go in towards B side again, so it's technically open. But because of this, they were able to respond
Batura,
accordingly
keep
towards the
talking.
teammates and just go for those double peaks. That they kept up and running. So it's still a tie to both sides.
If you want,
It's
if you
actually
guys
a
want to know,
better,
if you guys want to
a
understand
better
map
position
rotations or
for Big
understand
Sight, to
something
say the
going on,
least.
Yeah,
ask me. I'll let you
they're
guys know.
starting
Okay.
to find their stride yet
Because
again on this
Kela हम भी
defensive side.
professionally
Gwen
थोड़ा
with an
हल्का
opening
सा.
kill onto Trey, peeking with her teammates. Great aggressive play from them.
Kela हम
really
भी.
changing
Please
up the
shut up,
tempo
da.
here. But
Okay.
Asteria
Ben,
are
shut
gonna
up
punish that
and
push.
bend over.
2 versus 3, and they take all 3 down without a casualty, except for Freya, the opening frag. And right now, Asteria have turned things around.
That is the voice I did. I just did. I
Ample
just did, bro.
isolation can
Just
be
did.
from Muffin Loop. There just places herself in towards that corner and then peek them one by one, and finally to end it with a wide peak to take Gwen away. And 4-2 in towards our fight here for post plant. Uh, to this is nice because
Why are they
post plant
shouting at the back?
situation kind of
Because they're having a good
works
time,
in
bro.
favor
Now
of
that's all that
Asteria
matters.
because they are locking it with angles. But
मैं
speaking
mod
of
नहीं हूँ.
AST,
कुछ करना है तो ये
Soka
फोन
was
चाहिए.
able to take Britzy down at an off
बे,
angle
नहीं
towards
seriously
A
बे.
main. But is
मैं
it
mod
enough
नहीं हूँ बे.
for
कुछ
Big
hide करना है तो
Sight
मेरे को.
to actually
तू
defuse
है?
the spike? Because Muffin Loops on
इस
his
पे
way,
नहीं है तो
Soka,
उससे.
who did the same thing to her. And with the 3K as well, chasing
हाँ
it,
भाई.
they have went for the trade, but not enough to defuse the spike.
Yeah, they ran out of time, but at least they got as much as they can from that. They tried to damage Astera's economy.
Shut up
And
and bend over.
Big Sight
താണ
have
ബക്കല
coming into this one.
പതപ്പോല
Yeah,
പാണം
here's
കുത്തപാറ
the 2v3.
വിട്ടോളക്ക്.
Takes one down, and
Sorry.
like you mentioned, the crossfire
भूल
and
गया.
the isolation from Muffin Loop and Britzy really taking those players down was detrimental to
भूल
Asteria
गया
winning
stream
that
तो
round.
sorry.
And Muffin Loop with the flank
Sorry,
on the
sorry.
flanker here. Yusuka gets taken down. Chase you just sneaks one last kill before getting away. And it looks like Big Side, they're still gonna force by one of them with a bulldog, some light armors here and there.
Sorry,
On the
sorry.
side of
भूल
Asteria.
गया मैं.
They're looking pretty
I
good.
forgot. I kind of forgot that I
Play
was.
coming out, the text 3. So
Cringe
that's a
करना
lot
मत
of
कर bro. It's actually
information
not cringe, bro. You guys
on
know.
Big
You guys
Side.
don't understand how much I enjoy reels, bro.
Asteria is not
Batura
doing
enjoys
much
his
of
reels a
it
lot,
either,
bro.
to say the least, because again, it just takes seconds
पूरा
before that
पता है
speed
reels में.
resist is gone. So
नासी
they
नासी
just have the
ego.
option of just
नासी
not
के.
pushing
वो सब पता है
aggressively
आपको?
and just wait for it to be removed.
I'm addicted to
And
reels, bro.
that's what basically
वह reels देख के तो
also
cheerleader बना समझ
also
रहे हो.
placing this toxin wall in towards B side can be a diversion play potentially that can come from Shrey
Energy
and
से commentary हो
company.
जाए.
So notice how they're just
You guys want me to cast on run?
they're
Okay.
trying to make that play.
See velocity now 4 rounds towards 3 towards the big end. As you can see, mid control is so easily taken in because they're pretty much leaving control of the Wentz position. As we can see, as they have their breach and Jet rented up towards the B Heavens position. Well, Jet just tries to jiggle, but as you guys can see, they're already giving leaks by shutting so much. But the most important part about everything is VLT Asteria taking control of every spot beautifully, leaving no regret there. So basically, Valorant is nothing but a game of trade, right? So when you can't trade the game properly, you're pretty much losing the game. And these trades are being done perfectly by VL2 Stira. That Big have got no chance but to retreat and try for a retake position, but that's not happening. And as we speak, they take position of the A side. The bomb has been planted. The KO wall goes up from the side of Britzy, and these guys are nothing but helpless. A 5v5 retake is such a hard position to see, but here we are right now. As we can see, a fight position, but look at this. They're trying to clear every cheeky angle, but will they expect that to? Will they expect Shreya's position right there? Shreya's is such an intense position where they can actually take too close. Shreya, they spot Shreya, but no, what a quick blunder coming in from the side of Shreya. And as we can see, VLT Britzy now left in a 4v4 situation. But there you go, Breach is also coming in, Breach is down. And there you go, Casper with one. But Meow 16k with 3 people killing on the ulti. Oh my goodness, Meow, you bonkers. Hello? Where you been? Where you been for so long? Oh my god, this. I get it, Tigers are from the Cat family, but what the hell is going on? हो गया हो गया मेरा casting guys हो गया मेरा
Triple
casting
from the showstopper
नहीं कर
there.
सकता हूँ
Really just cleaning things up. I
नहीं
mean,
कर सकता हूँ बे
it gone in an instant. Yamori with a quick kill here, and Meow 16k. Unfortunately, because of all the
silent or
chaos,
unsub sorry
we didn't really see that
sorry
showstopper.
sorry I was just
Triple
trying
kill
bro
off of one ultimate is absolutely amazing.
बहुत
for
बुरा था
Asteria.
क्या सॉरी गाइस
And quite
हल्का सा
threatening as
मेरा
well.
पापा
They have to be
12 years
careful.
मेरे को
Once,
मेट्रिकुलेशन में
Meow
घुसाई थी
16K
इंग्लिश सिखाने के लिए वो
has that
फ्लेक्स कर रहा था
opportunity to use that showstopper again, they will do their best basically to not be grouped together so that it doesn't happen again. And here we are seeing that they are in a site, uses the satchel for
ट्राइन
a
हिंदी
more
हिंदी नहीं आता
mobile
ब्रो
round, uses
उतना
the
उतना
Viper
मतलब
in the
उतना
ult.
अच्छा
So
नहीं
this is interesting
उतना अच्छा
because a lot of
कास्टिंग नहीं
people
कर
are
सकते
using
हैं
drone, but at the same
मतलब
time,
हिंदी
going to
उतना
take
अच्छा
it
आता नहीं ब्रो
in the favor of Asteria, at least for the post
मतलब
plant
बात कर सकता हूँ
situation.
कास्टिंग तक जा नहीं सकता ब्रो
This post plan is always very difficult.
Mute please, no
because
leaks.
there's
Sorry,
a
bro.
Viper
Bro,
split,
but I'll have to keep
split.
talking to you guys,
You
bro.
don't
So the
even
whole point
have
of doing a watch party
guns
is
on
not
their
for you to
side.
watch a
Oh,
restream.
but you
If it
actually
was a
have to pick up a
restream, it
gun
would have
now.
been
Using the
just a
blade
restream.
storm
A
for the
watch party
headshot.
is to
Now
keep the
16k though is
keep the
watching his
viewers
elbow.
engaged
This
towards the game.
was
Everybody
a
can
big
see the
side
match,
right now.
but being
Really
engaged is
be
something.
careful
अरे ये
here.
सब leaks दे
Scared
रहे
to
हैं मैं
clean
mute
up.
कर रहा हूँ
Isuka
guys.
and
मैं
Yamori
mute
though
कर रहा हूँ और
with
थोड़ी देर
headshots
उनके
of
पास
their
जा रहा
own, and Yamori with a triple kill already. 1v1 right now with the blade storms up. This is doable for her if she gets the headshot. She sees the head, gets the headshot with the blades.
And finally has enough time to defuse the spike roll. Oh my goodness.
I can't believe they actually pulled that off. Krolo with that blade storm pulls off the Yahoo Thrifty. Getting this first kill here is extremely important. I said it was hard, but I didn't say it was impossible because with players like Krolo, they can definitely do this. Look at that, Hisoka getting a kill, headshots with the blades. Immediately kills with the Vandal, switches to the blade storm, sees the head. Meow 16K,
I went to give
revealing a bit too
what
much
do you call that? I
information
went to
with
give
that
fish pumps,
first
guys.
peek.
Sorry.
And I think that her peeking there was actually unlucky because she got spotted by Krola and she knew where to aim those blades.
To be fair, that is a great, denial.
Hi guys. भाई बटूरा नहीं है
maneuver
बटूरा है.
coming from Asteria, who we did see, we did mention what had a good post plant situation, but Gwen will be taking down Muffin Loop with that grenade that he
Telugu
had.
casting bro
This
అంత
could
బాగా
be an
చేయలేను bro.
opportunity to be aggressive, but with the flash, that's gonna be a 3k for Meow, 16k. But
वो क्या हो गया आज क्या काया में
let's see how things are gonna go from here.
Bro,
'Cause
it's
they
like,
have
bro, but
now
I'm
the
such a really good
opportunity to
actor,
go
no?
and control
I've
it.
seen this
Very
round before you guys,
good
still, but I
attack.
still have to act on
Isuka
it, going on
looking the
casting like
wrong
I'm
way,
looking at
though,
it for
might
the
get
first time.
up here, but she might actually get the jump instead. Drake straight down with Britzy is there for the trade.
Hi,
The rest
Moni.
of the members of Asteria already funneling into the A site. 1v3 for Chase You. Do you really want to fight this 1v3? Oh,
आज
yes,
मैं
that's
ब्रेकफास्ट
right.
में छोले लौट
She was
भटूरा
choosing
खाया.
between two teammates.
आप तभी छोले लौट भटूरा खा रहे थे
Like,
ना? मैं छोड़ो, मैं
who
टॉक्सिक
should I
नहीं
rest
बनना
this
चाहता.
time? And it looks like Gwen is going to be the one res. They do have the rifles too, so this is doable for them still.
Bro, Ayush, it's very hard
But
to change
again,
it now, bro.
depending on
Please,
how
man,
they're
really
gonna
sorry.
position themselves, because okay, that's res, so at
You're the
least
same
they
guy in
know that
Singapore,
they're
right?
gonna
What the hell?
come
I'm
from
not
that.
acting in a movie,
Look
bro.
at this corner, very cheeky, but still Gwen wins it out. Casper
Yeah.
and Meow 16 for the cleanup, and Meow has that 4k up on her sleeves too.
Mute कर ले, sorry, bro.
Yeah,
Venom.
now 16k with a 4k. Immediately, this triple kill is absolutely sick. Gets one down, gets a second, and a third as well. So that flash support from her teammate actually nets her that triple kill. Hisoka getting one kill here, but a bit too over-eager to go for the second peak. Immediately gets traded.
And here, 64. Right now, we're almost nearing the end of the first half with Asteria still having that lead, but not disregarding big sets just yet, because they already have the idea. It's just about defending in terms of post plant is what they need to really polish upon. So here, a lot of
Oh yeah, by the way, guys,
aggressive rounds,
as
lot
soon
of
as match is
time
over, when we win,
going
I'll come here and do
to
dancing, bro. Don't worry.
usually make
That and all is there.
decisions because they already have the site.
Yeah, they only have pistols right now, so again, it's gonna be yet another difficult round. But this time, no Blade Storm on Curlo, so there's gonna be. I don't think the miracle is very likely to happen here like it did in the round before this.
And very nice security policy coming in from Shrey as she places a lot of utilities at hand towards Split to deny any aggressive push from coming through. And Casper, being a bit of a sneaky peeky here towards Amy, takes one, but without the members, was able to figure it all out. And just like that, a very sandwichy play from Asteria. This is the sandwich that they have been eating and showing to the other members. 7-4 on the score line. Best bet of a more viable line, very viable score line is, you know, a 7-5 for the side of Big Side. But for Asteria, regardless if they win or lose here, they may be in a, in a lax position to at least for the first few rounds of the second half.
Yeah, I was hoping Big Scythe could at least go for an equalizer here because this is, after all, a serious map pick. So Big Scythe falling behind on defense, I think it's going to be really difficult for them on the attacking side.
Especially knowing how aggressive, Asteria can be despite being on the defender side. Because we've seen that kind of scenario time and time again. That when it comes to the second half, and then Asteria is on the defenders, they just really go ham. And I would like to see if they are going to do that for later. But right now, let's focus on the now. Shrey not going to see Crescents there, but is gonna be spotted out by Muffin Loop for that trade. Uses the Seekers in time before being taken down by Yamori. That is intel.
Yeah, but I think that if she didn't use the Seekers, she probably would have lived there. Gwen is there for the kill, but Meow16 trades Gwen out. It's now down to 3v2. Big Side are at the advantage here.
They had that passive approach and just waited for that moment to happen, and it's about positioning basically for Crescents, to say the least, because she wasn't spotted out by Shrey in towards that side, so that alone is an opener for their team. So because of this, Chesu really nice denial on that potential push takes, just so that she won't be flanked later on. However, she did not see them coming in from garage when she went towards stairs, so let's see how this thing is gonna go.
Yeah, they still have 3 members for a retake. I think that's pretty okay because it's 3v2, so they still have the advantage. Suppression Blade comes out, detects Tracy. She's not able to shoot the blade before it pops. It's going to be the Cosmic Divide being used. I'm not sure if that's actually going to be beneficial or might even hurt their chances of this retake, because there's an open corner there for Britzy. Meow16k gets 2 kills of her own. This Cosmic Divide definitely is not paying off. The Showstopper is going to be committed. That's going to be a big bazooka. And Chaseu is down to 3 HP. Not sure what she can do here right now. She has to play this because this is the last round of this half. Not finding anyone though. They're not giving her any room to go for this clutch. Gonna try to go for the spike with Meow16k with yet another 4k. Finishes off the half 8-4 for Asteria.
Switching side.
Unfortunately, this is going to be the replay right now. So Crescents was able to take down one Muffin for the trade, but this is where things are gonna start off. Trades across the board, but I think the ult, as you mentioned, is one of the things that kind of hindered the potential win from Big Side, and even though they had the numbers advantage, because yes, it may have narrowed down the map, but not in the favorable position for Big Side. If anything, it went in towards the favor of Asteria, because take note, they were on backside though, and there was space for Britzy to work on, and bullets don't penetrate in towards that ult, so you gotta consider a lot of factors there. And Meow16k placed herself beautifully in an angle, maybe predictable, but still got the job done.
Britzy's knife actually got destroyed here, so they have information that Big Side are actually going to the A site. There's a rotation coming in for Asteria already. The spike is still far away from the site. They have not cleared the site at all, but it looks like they're going to check out ropes. Oh! Meow16k. Yamori was not careful there. The second explosion from the pain shells actually takes her down.
That was a what moment coming in. by being taken down with paint shells. Really unexpected, but Casper though goes for the opening, takes one, make it as 2. Is it gonna be a 3? Shuts down by Gwen. Chasu as well with the kill of her own. They do have the spike now towards B, but take note, numbers advantage is in the hands of Asteria. So right now it's spike down, it goes. They know that one is in heaven to say the least. So Britzy here just jiggle picking Gwen out, trying his best. Chasu takes 1 kill with the frenzy. Does she still
I
have
guess.
does she still have bullets? I think she took a lot, but Muffin Loop from the garage takes down Gwen. That's gonna be a flash. He takes the frenzy, and that's a beautiful, retake by Asteria.
Sometimes frenzy just goes your way, and even in that range, right? Like if you can control the frenzy, that's actually pretty good. And getting the flash into the kill as well. Britzy and Muffin Loop have the flashes they need to retake the site, and this kill onto Chasey is just beautiful. So winning the pistol round, finally Asteria win their first pistol round of this series.
And yes, this again, it's not just
So
about
yeah,
the
we know it,
pauses
bro. There's nothing we can do
that,
about it midstream,
that
bro.
makes
I told you, I
Asteria
apologized
really,
for it, and I told you we'll
legendary,
fix
but
it by next
also
time. And
whenever
thought
they
of
switch the sides. Yeah,
please.
it's like a certain amount of buff that flows through their bodies and just really go and wreak havoc towards these games. And this time, them being on the defender side, it kind of works, especially with the lineup that they have. Because look at that one smoke coming in from there, and as well with the KO to go and suppress. Into big side, however, they are eyeing out mid. Spots out Gwen, but let's see. It has to be very careful not to go on collateral. Angle isolation right there. Double peek by 2. And that is
Casper Agile, Casper's not there, so Shreya is the Agile.
Bot is going to explode in front of his face. Uses the satchels. Another one as well. Casper to have the friend in aid with a 2K. Britzy to end it. And that's going to be the 10 point now for Asteria.
Yeah, Asteria are definitely running away with this game. They have the momentum. They are stringing these rounds together. They won the pistol. They even won the buy round. Shrey getting the kill there. I'm not sure what happened
Who's this
right
kid?
after that. But
Bro, my
this
name is Lord
Boombot just
Patura.
did so much damage to big
I'm
side.
just a guy who lives in Chennai and is 22 years old, bro. I'm just a really close friend of them, so I'm here to try and support them.
This
It's their first tournament, so I'm just being here for them, bro. That's nothing else about me. I'm sitting here because I say bad guy, bro.
What if they decide to do that, a bit more aggressive coming in towards garage?
Sorry, my bad. Why are you sorry for? You asked a genuine question. It's nothing wrong in what you asked.
Okay, sure, they use utilities, but they don't reciprocate it with the push. So maybe if they can do that, maybe it will be a better life for them. But as I say it, Shrey already on the way towards B, but with that weaponry, Yamori takes the kill.
Yeah, Yamori with a bigger gun, of course, gets a headshot. They don't.
Let's get the Mercedes on, no, bro. I don't legit.
Is on the flank of her own, but they're aware of this. Chasey takes her down with a quick headshot. They're funneling into B heaven right now. Finds 2, running away. Great flash from big side, and looks like it's gonna be a pretty clean round for them because it's a 1v5 right now. Meow 16K only has a judge.
Why Shea didn't buy? Because there's something called the bonus round, right?
I felt like they
don't buy after they win the pistol.
In towards
Something called the
garage.
bonus.
Thing is,
I'm bro. Oh, by the way, guys, if you guys want to speak in any language you want, feel comfortable. I'll try to reply in your language.
And to be double peaked as well is also another thing. And from there, they could have thought that they were still towards Ramen. That's why you saw Crescent and company just went towards straight to heaven, and they didn't have time to react for the side of Asteria. Back there in towards heaven. That's the reason why, they were also picked off in the process. And
thank you.
Marathi.
No, I know Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, English, Kannada, and Malayalam.
At least to get a point for themselves.
Yeah, Mia 16K. Yeah, she's gonna choose to.
నేను ఎందుకు కొట్టింది bro? సంతోషంగా కొట్టింది bro. You're lucky for Asteria, please come, bro. Not like lucky.
Or maybe just getting a gun.
Bro, मैं इतना मोटा हूँ कि डिप्रेशन को जगह ही नहीं, डिप्रेशन नहीं, सैडनेस को जगह ही नहीं देता अंदर, समझ रहे हो?
Actually means that you can't buy the next round.
मैं लकी नहीं हूँ
That
इतना
was
मोटा
pretty
हूँ कि
interesting.
Uh-oh.
And of course, this is
जगह
the
नहीं देता हूँ
timeout
सैडनेस को अंदर आने
this
के लिए.
time around. Who called the timeout? I was not able to see. Let's look at the replay, shall we? So that is basically the kill coming in from Yomori and company. And
Okay.
I guess basically that's like one of the things that kind of threw that round off for Asteria. And okay, this is a VLT timeout. So yeah, they
Thank you,
kind
Zira.
of
I'm
needed
good. I'm good, man.
to
Thank you.
really call that pause because basically it was out of context.
Yeah, I mean, that was their bonus round, so I think it's fine. I think they just want to close the game here. So Asteria are calling the Asteria pause just so
Thura, the
they
girl
win the next
toxic in
3 rounds
game
in
and
a
all
row,
shit. So, bro, so
ending this game
Zai,
quickly. I
toxicity
think
is
that's
something
what they definitely
which
want to
is
do because they don't want to
very,
give
which is
Big
very,
Scythe any
it's
more
not a
momentum right now.
constant thing. It's very variable.
It's
Let's
the
say
first
when
round that
they're
they won
winning
in the
this,
last 6
they say
rounds, so I think
something like
that
what
Big
Hell
Scythe
Ranger did in that interview,
are
or
starting to find
Rosika or
something,
Pageto.
but again,
That's
that
not
was
being
a buy round
toxic.
for
Being
them. It was a
toxic is
bonus for
something
Asteria.
different. It's something on a very big, larger scale.
Classic
Shouting, let's fuck them or something, or let's F them or
for the
something like that is
side
not being
of
toxic while you're in a game.
Asteria.
So
Oh, okay,
toxicity
no.
has a different
Okay, I
and a
thought it
wider
was.
meaning. I'll explain it
Okay,
later. I
that
don't want
kind
to
of
do
made
it
me
on
feel nervous a
Velocity
bit.
Gaming stream.
Okay, so they do
We'll
have
do
better
it
weapon
later
right
on
now. I
elsewhere
think for Meow
because this is not
16
my stream
saving
technically, and
the
I
judge
should
meant
actually be
that she
very
may go
responsible,
and
no?
plan
समझ
something
रहे हो?
aggressive
How did you
in the
meet
long run.
T-Bone, bro?
This is going
I
to
typed
be
big
the
fan to him,
Trailblazer
and he
will be
replied
the
to me.
at least
Since
being
then, we
present
became friends.
from a main. So this is not enough for them to actually go for full rotate just yet for
Delay
the
है क्या
side
please fix
of
bro next
Asteria.
कल का fix कर देता हूँ bro.
Yeah, and this judge, let's see if he
I'm
can
not
actually
fully
be effective.
bro.
Male is probably one of the best places
सब करता हूँ bro कल.
to be with a
मलयालम
judge
पर
in,
कौन
because
सुने
you
ना?
also have the poison cloud
मलयालम
actually blocking the vision into mail room. So I think that's actually a good
मलयालम
position for.
the
They
song
also have the
करी
Astra stars,
song
so
करी
they can smoke her out as soon as she gets a kill or two.
നാട്ടിലെ എവിടെ मतलब കുറച്ച്
Taken
കുറച്ച്
aback
അറിയും
by with
I can
the
understand
stars
Malayalam I
here
can't read.
for the
Oh,
side.
hi
And I
Fahil.
think they already have an idea to where the members are at, but slowly crawling towards mid is Gwen, and company uses that suppress. Did the tech raise? Oh yeah, it did, didn't it? So they're slowly going in towards fence. That's an audio cue for Britzy, to say the least. But will he spot it though? Because look at the angle. That's 1-2, but onto the left side though, Gwen goes for the trade. But still, Britzy was able to get a 2K. So Hisoka
30 seconds left.
should spot out Meow 16K and towards Vents, but Trey here goes for the take. Another 2K for herself. And the spike is down there. So Hisoka, they still don't know that Hisoka is on Vents. So maybe this could be an outplay possibly.
No, they
But
know.
no, they already went down. As soon as I say it, they already faced the direction. And that's gonna be the 11 point for Asteria.
Look, Meow, Meow still kept her judge. Like, she could have upgraded to a rifle and maybe asked her teammate for, hey, can you buy me a judge? Because that's, you still save an extra 1,000 here. But Meow 16K wants to style with her shotgun on that raise, and it looks like it's gonna be some judge gaming here.
Yeah, but you can say that Meow 16 may judge you for later, you know, just finding that opening to basically pop off for later. But right now, another Trailblazer for the side of Loop here, trying to see if there are enemies nearby. Was able to spot out 2, so
hello.
that's information already. And interesting how Muffin Loop is still aggressive, you know, despite all that. Well, she is known for
मैं आता हूँ
as
थोड़ा
well.
important
So
round.
she places herself in the corner, going for crossfires here. They are going in towards Ramen, so they may try another Heaven B take for the side of Big Scythe. What do you think, Keith?
Yeah, I think that for Big Side, they're just looking for any opening they can look for, and that first opening kill onto Shrey is really important. The pull coming out though, and there's Meow 16K with the judge creeping up. Muffin Loop gets taken out as well, and looks like they're gonna take this B side, B Heaven at least, for free. Casper is still there, but takes a bullet to the head from Hisoka, and it's starting to look good for Big Side right now. It's okay.
And Meow 16 was able to spot out Yomori, who ran towards Vents, and that's kind of secured it. Let's see, did she change gun yet? Okay, so she went from Vandal this time, picking it up on towards Heaven. Heard some footsteps towards it, and I like it how they place themselves there. That is a good flash from Presence. Can this be a round from Big Side?
Yeah, look, 1v4, not much hope for Britzy here because it's going to be difficult to play against this. Does get one kill though, she's trying to make it as expensive as she can. Takes Crescents down, and I don't know if she still wants to go for this or wants to stay. Oh, she is going to try to go for it, but Chasey is going to take her down, and Big Side get another round on the board.
And this is the replay of that. So we weren't able to see how Hisoka got that 2k specifically, but here that was a very nice utility coming in from Crescents. And here Britzy just made the most out of it, but by at least taking Crescents down. So 11 to 6, still a lot of ooh, that's actually a very nice lineup there. But 11 to 6, still in the lax position for the side of Asteria, and for Big Side, they need to really, make everything count.
Yeah, let's see if they can keep this momentum up, because Asteria now are on the back foot. Their economy has been ruined a little bit. Meow 16k still with that judge, but Muffin Loop is still with a rifle. So I think that they can still get a few kills off of this. But Chase Yu says no to Shrey Wu. Shrey gets taken down with a quick headshot. There's the pull coming in. Gravity Well stopping the push for a little while. There's a flash coming into Heaven as well. They're trying to get into this B site. Now 16k gets taken down as she's trying to put down her boom bot. And B site is pretty open right now, with the exception of Muffin Loop looking outside that defender spawn. Takes one down. Chasey gets taken down with a headshot from that Phantom. There's a second flash as well. There's the suppression blade coming out, stopping her in her tracks, but they're not planting a spike yet. Britzy with her frenzy takes one down. Muffin Loop gets another kill, and it's starting to look really good for Astir right now, even though they're on a go. There's Gwen missing a few shots, finally takes Muffin Loop down, but Casper with a headshot onto Hisoka. It's all down to Gwen right now, and she gets taken down, and Asteria make this thrifty round work.
Beautifully done by the side of Asteria back here, and that was pretty interesting to say the least. And was that a thrifty?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Okay, so that's basically a Yahoo moment coming in from Asteria right there. And look at this, was able to utilize the skills from Muffin Loop before before being taken down by Gwen. But Gwen, though, we did see that it took some amount of time before taking down Muffin Loop into the process, but still the crossfires from Casper and
you guys don't understand how
Britzy,
capable Muffin is, bro.
they managed to
No,
basically go
मैं खुद को अच्छा एमर कंसीडर करता हूँ. अगर मफिन के साथ में 1v1 के गए ना, मेरा चड्डी खोल के मेरा सर पे ऊपर लगा के बोलेगा निकल बटूरे.
They're fine, because they still have the big guns here, except for Krolo. So they're gonna struggle a little bit with his jet, but as long as someone else goes in first and maybe they go for a trade, Krolo can really get a gun. If not, she can get the blade storm as well from this orb, and Muffin Loop finds them, flashes them.
Friendly way of calling each
Krolo
other.
just takes the orb anyway. There's a gravity well coming out already, trying to delay the push. Krolo using that smoke. There's the rolling thunder getting used as well. Britzy gets taken down, and it looks like they stunned Krolo for a little bit there, but Muffin Loop is also stunned, so she's gonna be stuck on that site in the corner. And Casper trying to look for kills here. She knows where Krolo is, but this Cosmic Divide is making it difficult for them to mount their defense. Hisoka finds Shrey, gets the head, goes back onto the site with the rest of her teammates. It's 3v5 right now. Chase Yu takes Meow 16k down, and Muffin Loop is going to be the last member remaining. 1v4 for her.
But they know that Muffin Loop is on screens here, so utilities can be thrown out at any time. She is trying her best to isolate the fights, but it can only go so far. So maybe this could be another round for Big Sight, but a breathing room. But you know what? I'm gonna jinx it. Uses the flash as well, so she knows she's at 8 back. Very nice. But where's the P coming in? But Muffin Loop still takes the 4k, but no time. But still was able to bring out the best in towards this round.
That's definitely what you want, right? Because you're in match point, so every damage that you could do to Big Sight's economy is gonna count. So as long as they don't have guns for the next round, that's gonna be really big for them. 1v4, and she takes 3 down. Muffin Loop in this position, yeah, takes 1 down, and he gets a triple after this. So I think that's a little bit of sloppy play for Big Sight there. Really being careless here. And look at Crescents getting caught by surprise here. I don't think she expected Muffin Loop to push forward at that point.
And here, again, match point uses a potential... actually, yes, a flash. I was about to say fake, but then she kind of pushed through with the flash, and that is information. So, right now, Trailblazer to spot out people from mid. And notice how Asteria just rotates from heaven here.
मैं
and
एक
no
ही बोलना चाहता हूँ
casualties
guys.
just yet. Maybe they can wait
Feel
for
the
those
velocity.
casualties
समझ रहे
from
हो?
mid
किसका है मेरे को पता
side
नहीं, just
for the
बोलना
side
चाहता
of
हूँ.
big, but
Feel the velocity.
let's
समझ
see.
रहे हो?
Yeah, they bought a pretty broken buys. It looks like a round 2 here. Hisoka takes Britzy down though, and these sheriffs, I wouldn't count them out still, right? We saw Askira win Thrifty round before, but as I say that, Yamori takes Muffin Loop out, Shrey gets taken on as well, and it's starting to look good for Big Side. If they can take Casper down without any casualties, she gets taken down, and it's all down to Meow 16k with a sheriff in her hands. 1v5. Do you think she can pull off some magic here?
I don't think so, because better weaponry still and numbers advantage. This could be a potential.
Feel the
Maybe
velocity.
she can take at least one, especially now that she picked up a Spectre.
Leaks मध्ये
But
leaks नहीं दिया बे.
she needs to create a lot of angle plays here, and it's just being shut down by Chaser here, and that's going to be a flawless round.
मैंने leaks
By
किधर दिया बे?
of course Secret Lab, and of course by Big Scythe as well.
Yeah, you need those flawless rounds because you lost too many members that previous round, which is why the economy was hurting right now. Look at those two
pillow de.
on Big. They really can't afford to lose a round anymore, which means that if they want to go to this next round, they probably need to buy up on those, upgrade those Spectres into bigger guns.
अरे leak नहीं किया bro.
Gear. They're not
Leak
messing
नहीं
around
किया
right
bro.
now. Meow 16k with
39
the
नहीं है.
operator in her hands, the rest of her team with full rifles. I think this is where
13
Assyria
अभी बोल
finally
दिया.
closes this map out.
छुच्छड़ बे मैं.
And right now,
छुच्छड़ बे मैं.
here, let's see if the peak is gonna work out. Taking a jiggle peek, no, going to miss the shot, but still uses the paint shells to delay any push. But Crescents is near the area. Let's see if another peek, it's going to miss a shot, another one for Meow 16k. But let's see how the team responds to this Casper in towards smoke. Sees out Gwen and takes her body down.
And Assyria starting to find these kills, but Hisoka makes it even, takes down Muffin Loop, 12 to 8 right now. The showstopper, not sure if it finds anything. Nope, it's gonna go wide, and Meow 16k doesn't find anything. Oh, actually peeks away, the timing there. Gwen gets res. Crescents might just creep up onto Meow, and it looks like Big Side have found their opening. Crescents has switched to an operator, but she's looking the wrong way too, and Casper takes her down. They're falling into B-Side right now. Big Side are getting the spike down, 3v3 for them. There's a gravity wall being used. Stops the spike plant. It's going to be a trade though, but it looks like Assyria are finally going to put the nail in the coffin, and it's going to be their series. They knock Big Scythe out of the tournament.
नहीं मैं fruits नहीं खाता हूँ ना.
And congratulations once again to VLT Asteria over here, and really was a nice play. But to be fair though, despite all of the
GG's guys.
or all of the pointers that was heading out for Asteria against Big Scythe, Big Scythe really showed a good fight. It was a close one, 7-12, really not bad for them. And GGWP to Big Scythe here. But again, congratulations to both sides of the teams. But Asteria is going to be the one to move forward into our brackets.
Yeah, and definitely expecting more from them. And we are going to break this down after a quick break. Between the two series, I really felt that Big Side kind of like had a chance to actually come back. But as we've seen, Asteria, they're actually very, very strong, and their executions are so much clearer on the Big Sides.
Guys, एक बार आ जाओ.
Back after a quick break, so don't go away.
अरे वो बड़ा कैमरा है हमारा. एक सेकंड पूरा बड़ा वाला कैमरा कर रहे हैं हम. रुको
चलो we are here.
Thank you.
क्या कर रहे हो बतूरा?
क्या कर रहा है बतूरे? किसका फोन है? मेरे हाथ कांप रहे हैं अभी, ये देखो.
क्या बोला उन्होंने ब्रेकफास्ट के लिए?
बैठो ना इधर. भाई फिर हम दोनों इधर आते थे बैठ. अभी भूख तो लग रही है. जी गाइस, थैंक यू. खा लो गाइस. थैंक्स अ लॉट.
चोमू ये कर लो.
इंशाल्लाह वॉइस लेटर. ओके सॉरी.
थैंक यू. खाना बोल क्या Congratulations to girls. Let's go. 4 के मविन आज सबने 4 के मारा माओ ने मैंने मविन ने अबे ओ अबे ओ बतौरा बेरा ये दुख काहे खत्म नहीं होता आवाज बढ़ाओ कैसे बढ़ाओ कांग्रेचुलेशन थैंक यू सर अबे ओ अरे क्या सीन है मफिन सिंगल वर्ड कैस्पर क्यूट थैंक यू मफिन क्यूट
वो फ्रेंच टोस्ट में था अबे एएसएमआर क्यों दे रही है बे दूर रुक ना एएसएमआर क्यों दे रही है उनको सबको टेस्ट आने दो ना जो जो देख रहा है क्या खा रहे हैं मस्त गेम था लेकिन
सब सुनो बे मैं क्या खा रही हूँ थैंक यू पायल नाम भी नहीं पता ना उसका अरे मटकू अबे डॉग क्यों बोलती है बे
तो मेरा भाई कहाँ है
उनको डॉग बुलाती है वो
मेरी नानी कहाँ है ये बताओ पहले
मफी के मैं सुपर चेक करता मफिन की नानी के
कैस्पर चोमू तू भी चोमू भाई बहुत कल फटी थी आज होता अबे हाँ नहीं मेरे को तो भरोसा था
मेरे को नहीं था
तुम लोग पे मेरे पे नहीं बट तुम लोग पे था मैं और ओपी प्रैक्टिस करना
हाँ 2 शॉट मिस किए मैंने
अबे तो मतलब क्या नहीं आता क्या मिस किया तो शॉट ठीक है भाई
भाई सही बताओ एक
हाय
बार
जेली
रुको मैं बताती हूँ मेरी रेस का ना इम्पैक्ट ये दोनों इधर बैठे हैं बाकी 2 टीममेट्स भी देख रहे हैं मेरा रेस का कोई इम्पैक्ट नहीं था लास्ट डे दैट इज आई थिंक डे बिफोर यस्टरडे बिफोर 1 डे बिफोर मैच बिंग्स ने मुझे 2 बजे बैठ के 2 या 1 बजे बैठ के अपना टाइम 2:30 तक बैठ के मुझे बस कितना 20 मिनट दिया सिर्फ 20 मिनट दिया मुझे और भाई नेक्स्ट डे तो हम लोग को खेलने नहीं मिला जिसमें मतलब मेरा ये था रेस का कोई ये नहीं था लाइनअप में नहीं था भाई बिंग्स ने सिर्फ 20 मिनट दिया यार मेरे को मैं सही बता रही हूँ मेरे को रोना भी आ रहा है बिंग्स भाई आज पूरा तुम्हें लंच डिनर जो चाहिए मेरे से स्पॉन्सर है भाई बिंग्स ओपी चैट में हो जाए यार प्लीज सिर्फ 20 मिनट दिए उसने सिर्फ मेरे को बहुत इम्पैक्ट और मेरे को खुद को फील हो रहा है यार इवन तो मेरे फ्रैग्स नहीं होते इवन तो मेरा कुछ नहीं होता ना तो भी मेरा वो स्पेस हाँ
बिंग्स कोच बिंग्स
Oh, thank you.
कोच
Oh, thank you.
अबे क्या है ये माइक अरे विल्जी ने डोनेट किया था थैंक यू विल्जी मतलब उसने लिखा था
ए थैंक यू एक और ने भी लिखा था मैं नाम रिद्धिमा थैंक यू रिद्धिमा
हाँ ना
आप ही लोगों को बैठाएंगे हम लोगों को घंटा नहीं देखना
और का प्लेटफॉर्म हो रहा है
बस यार बिंग्स जॉट हो गया
अबे
सॉरी करो करो ये डिजर्व्स इट
बिंग्स बोलते हैं बिंग प्लान किसने लिखा भी क्या कह रहे हो बिंग्स
भाई अभी और बाकी है और बाकी है
5 दिन में इम्प्रूव हो जाएंगे और बहुत
बिंग्स अंकल कोच एक दिल से अच्छा है बहुत ज्यादा
जज राइफल बोल सकते हैं मार्जर क्राइंग इन कॉर्नर ओह शिट बट नहीं सबने हेल्प करी थी डीएम ने भी करी थी डीएम ने ये लोग को जेट बताया था मार्जर ने हम लोग को ओवरऑल सब बताया था यूफो ने हम लोग को बाकी के जो हम लोग प्रैक्टिस करते थे उन पे बताया था तो सबने तो मदद की थी फ्यूचर टारगेट है ए थैंक यू फॉर द 500 डिसेंट अबे यूफो तुम आके सुपर चैट्स पढ़ो ना मफिन को माइक दो मफिन ये ले तेरे से बात करना चाहती है जनता ये लेना तेरे से बात करनी है सबको
ओए भाई डर लग रहा है
अमेन क्यूटी
हाय यूफो
अनुज भैया ने स्टैट्स बताए क्या
हाँ ना बहुत हेल्प करी अनुज भैया ने बट वो वाला मैप नहीं खेला हमने अभी तक
नूब है ना क्या करें
टुवर्क बाय बतूरा अरे 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 ओ भाई हाय नैब अरे श्रेया इंटरव्यू दे रही है वो है ना टीम कैप्टन आईजीएल
तो वो भी स्ट्रीम कर लेते हैं उसका इंटरव्यू FSL.gg के उस पे है
किकी को बोलो ना माओ आने
अरे हाँ
आइयो जरा किकी
अबे
अबे देख रही होगी ना स्ट्रीम
क्या पता वो पार्टी कर
मफिन
रहे हो
क्यूटी अरे 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 सिम्प
पक्का देख रही होगी उसमें बहुत
आई
चिल
तो
है पता है मुझे
द क्यूटेस्ट गर्ल टीम एवर सीन है ये
ओह शीश
ये कर लो
अरे यूफो का गेम नहीं देखा क्या तुम लोगों
अरे
ने
वो
अरे
बूस्ट
यूफो
क्या पता लाला असली में क्या है
अबे लाला मफिन टपली टू कैस्पर अबे ओ
अबे ओ कैस्पर ओ म्याओ ये कर लो भाई कैस्पर को भर दो अबे अबे भाई भाई बहुत क्यूट हो रहा है इतना क्यूट नहीं बनना मेरे को भाई कोई और लग रहा
रुचित चोमड़ू रुचित चोमड़ू बोल रहा है ओह शिट
हाँ रे मैं बोल रही थी बता
बाल कलर करने खाली
फिर भी क्यूट है मतलब
अबे
हम लोग सेम दिखते हैं क्या
अबे घंटा सेम दिखते हो तुम दोनों कहाँ से सेम दिखते हैं वे दोनों आसमान जमीन का फर्क है ये इतनी क्यूट है और
वो क्या है दूसरा क्या है ओ भाई देखो 4 गर्ल्स लिख रहा है बे
भाई बहन ओपे
लोगों ने ब्रिट्सी को देखा नहीं है वो
कैस्पर क्यूट थैंक यू हाँ कीकी को नहीं देखा सबसे क्यूट है वो
वही तो और सबसे चोमू भी वही है हाँ वो भी है
टेंस जाना लौड़े भाई क्या
इंटरव्यू स्टार्ट हो गया कहाँ देखो हटू नहीं ना
ठीक है
डन
अच्छा तो आ जाओ ना डिस्कॉर्ड पे VLT के
क्यू वाले में कर देता ना रुको
VLT के डिस्कॉर्ड पे है ना सब हाँ VLT के डिस्कॉर्ड है ना कंट्रोल रूम
डरता है क्या
खत्म
चल रहा है बे डिस्प्ले कैप्चर डाल दो
वेल प्लेड यार कुची कुची
अबे ओ
हाँ डिस्कॉर्ड ज्वाइन करो वो VLT वाला अरे श्रेया ओपी इन द चैट भाई आई जल्दी देखना तो जल्दी फिर आएंगे
देखो भाई कितनी सही लग रही है बिना सोएगी तो भाई कैसी
चुप हो जाना देखना कुछ बोल रहा है
सोई नहीं है वो बिल्कुल भी तब भी कितनी फ्रेश लग रही है
ये उसके लिए तो सुबह की हो रही है ये तो शाम होनी चाहिए रात होनी चाहिए
इंग्लिश झाड़ लो
अबे बकवास बोल रही है बोल रही है हम लोग एक गेम खेलेंगे जीतेंगे फिर नेक्स्ट गेम खेलेंगे फिर जीतेंगे ऐसा बोल रही है अबे
VLT वाले में क्या अच्छा
क्या हाल है
अबे तुम लोग का वो देख रहे हैं वो इंटरव्यू देख रहे हैं आप माँ बहुत पा रही हो तुम थैंक्स स्कूल 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 बात तो सही कर रही है बोल रहा है जाओ जाओ एंजॉय करो विक्ट्री
ये हल्का हल्का ये नहीं लग रहा है मतलब उसको अगर
सी है ना
थोड़ा थोड़ा उबाल दो ऐसा ही लगेगा
अबे श्रेया के मुंह पे खुशी दिख रही है ना
थोड़ा
भाई
बॉईल
श्रेया खुश है क्या
थोड़ा बॉईल करोगे तो
थैंक यू मार्सेल
ए मार्जिल है हेलो मार्जिल थैंक यू
ये बंद करो ना ट्विच
क्या
ट्विच बंद करो ना
अरे रुक जाओ उसको एक काम करने दो ना भाई
कितना सारा
देखा
अरे क्या क्या खेले
मैंने पूरा चेंज कर दिया पूरा चेंज करवा दिया मैंने असेंट आज मॉर्निंग में 6 o'clock बुलाया सबको बोला ट्राई रन करो स्टार्ट समझो और खेलो बस
मजा आ गया
6 बजे उठ के मजा ही आ गया
हाँ बहुत गाली दिया अबे अपन आज खेलते खेलते
और फिर स्प्लिट पे जो एम दिखा ना, oh my god, GG.
There's just something about that pause that just, well, you heard it from.
Okay.
Nice, guys. Next,
हाँ नहीं तो
कब है
तुम
गेम तुम लोग का?
30
After a week.
अभी 1 वीक का ब्रेक है, उसमें अच्छे
What?
से विल डू एवरीथिंग।
It's
1
gonna
week
be on
break?
30.
साउंड कम
Thank you,
30th को है।
ट्विच बंद करा ये
ओ भाई।
रुचिर देखो ना
तो ये तीनों एक हफ्ते होटल में चिल करेंगे?
हाँ
Yes.
नहीं, I guess। अरे चिल नहीं करने दूंगी भाई, अभी
We
इनको
gotta
करना
we
पड़ेगा,
gotta
बहुत हार्ड वर्क करना पड़ेगा।
नहीं हम लोग चिल
Next
करने
team
तो
में
आए हैं इधर
We are changing the entire composition. We are fine, like making new
एक
tracks as well.
चेंजेस करेंगे अभी।
हाँ
वीक है, चेंजेस करेंगे। अरे भाई क्या चेंजेस कैसे ना, अभी जो कंपोजिशन माइंड में वो कहां
खत्म है क्या क्या बोल रहे हो माओ
ऑफिशियल चैनल
कुछ बोल रहे हो
क्या चल रहा है चैट में लफड़ों 4 girls in 1 frame
Nobody can hear.
मथुरा तो बाहर है।
जेली कौन है जेली हमारी मैनेजर है और 6 प्लेयर भी है और ग्राफिक डिजाइनर भी है और कुछ नहीं बस और
And
कुछ
the
है
social media handler.
हाँ ओ हाँ वो भी
मैनेजर जली सब कुछ है।
मोहित भैया किधर गए
Wait, I did not see Sia and Swig. Sia
गलत
and
दिख रहा है।
Swig's watch party today.
हो गया गाइस एलकेआर हो गया
एलकेआर का मतलब है लवले का रुचिर है ना
अरे
हाँ
पता चला अभी पता चला एक और बोलो नहीं पता
रुचिर आज रोल मत कर लेना बिंग्स को थैंक्स बोल दो
अरे झूठा बिंग्स है उस पर टिक नहीं है
देना एक सेकंड
झूठा मतलब नकली है
टिक नहीं है सुपर चैट में आता है टिक नहीं आता एक सेकंड ये इन्हीं को पता है
ये देखो नकली बोल दिया तुमको अबे बिंग्स चैट में आओ जरा नकली बोल दिया मियाओ ने तुमको
बिंग्स भैया रोल अरे वो जॉइंट पेन था उस दिन बताया
ये देखो
ये
ये
टिक क्या है भाई
असली है जॉइंट पेन था उस दिन थोड़ा सा इसीलिए
बिंग्स
ठीक है।
एक गाली देती है एक नकली बोलती है अबे मफिन
मफिन को टाइम है
मफिन कहाँ गई बाहर गए
इंटेंडेड बहुत अच्छा पन मारा रुचि।
है ना इधर तक नहीं इधर आएगा ना
हां वही दे वही पूछ रहा हूं आ रहा है कि
आ रहा है
What
ना
did Ruchi say?
विंक्स ने सुपर चैट किया, बोलती कि रुचि राज रोल
तेरा
मत
बात
कर
है?
लेना।
कैस्पर
तो
एक बार माइक दिया
रुचि बोलता है कि अरे उसने जॉइन पेन था।
वो डिस्कॉर्ड से मैं बात किया तो गएगा उसको
अगर पन होता तो बहुत
मार्शल पे यार डिस्कॉर्ड पे आवाज आ रही है सबकी मतलब स्ट्रीम पे ये सब क्यों
क्या बोलूं।
अनम्यूट करो
क्या
ना करो
सुपर
करो
चैट
वो
क्या है,
स्ट्रीम
मैं वही
बिंग्स मैंने तेरे को सिखाया तूने मियां को सिखा दिया वाह क्या सीन है समझ रहे हो
अरे
बिंग्स
थोड़ा शर्म कर ले रे अरे इतने से शर्म
समझ
कर
रहे हो
ले।
बिंग्स
अरे करना
पन अच्छा है, पन अच्छा है।
अरे इतने से शर्म कर करना ये कर
शराब जब भी बतूरा दिखता है वो लोग बोलते हैं डांस। वो बुरा लग रहा है भाई।
और तो टूर करने वाला था ना ये तो हाँ और ये बोला था मैं अपनी दाढ़ी कटा दूंगा
मैंने मार्शल मैंने कहा था क्लीन शेव हो जाऊंगा अगर ये लोग आज जीतेंगे तो
है ही नहीं
नाउ इट्स टाइम टू
वेरी गुड
नाइस है ना अच्छा
क्लीन शेव करने के लिए लोडू
मार्शल भाई आराम से क्या क्लीन शेव है ना नीचे बियर्ड है देखो देखो इधर इधर स्ट्रीम ओपन करके देखो बियर्ड ये देखो दिख रहा है
स्ट्रीम ओपन करके बैठा हूं।
देखो ये देखो दिख रहा है इधर इधर
वो भी निकालना है
इधर
I think you have more hair on your nose than you do on your chin and cheek.
छी भाई स्ट्रीम चल रही है इतने लोग हैं इतने लोग हैं
I can find more hair on my palm than I can find on your face.
और हेलो मार्सेल हेलो आर यू देयर
हाँ, I'm here.
हाय मार्सेल
Well played, meow.
थैंक यू मार्सेल आर यू प्राउड ऑफ मी
Yeah.
Are you proud of everyone?
Set पे.
है ना
Set पे वो satchel वाला clutch.
ओ शीश अरे मेरे को साउंड ही नहीं आया वो गिरने का मेरे फट के हाथ में आ गई वो वाइट स्विंग क्या ना मेरे पे
मैं पहले हंसी ले क्या कर रही है? फिर मार दिया ना मेरे को। Well played.
भाई अच्छा हो गया उसने हक दिया हाँ ना
वो भी satchel.
हाँ वो हिल गया था भाई मेरे लग गए थे
कल यूफो पीछे सोए हैं वो थक गए वो
बिंग्स को तभी आधे अर्ट कनेक्ट नहीं हुए
अबे भाई क्या हेवन में तो किया ना भाई। हेवन अरे और एसेंट में भी अल्ट कनेक्ट नहीं किया पर डैमेज पड़ा था, लो हो गए थे।
मार्शल का आवाज नहीं
अबे तो ऐसी थोड़ा इधर उधर हो ही जाता है सब कुछ।
सही है कोई नहीं।
मार्जिल ने अल्ट नहीं सिखाया ना तभी, नहीं तो 3 तो कंफर्म थे हर
एक
अल्ट में।
सेकेंड, ये पहले तो
तीन
तूने
तो
बोली
मारे
थी
तुमने
कि
स्प्लिट
तूने
में
सिखाया
इकट्ठे
मुझे
में,
अर्ल,
क्या राउंड निकाला
याद
था
नहीं
वो,
है?
3 मारे।
हाँ तो वही तो कह रही थी, वही तो बोला मैंने।
तूने बोला कि मैंने नहीं सिखाया तुम्हें।
नहीं मैं कह रही थी मैंने तुम्हें सिखाया तो मैंने खुद को नहीं सिखाया।
तो पता है लास्ट राउंड में अल्टी
है?
मारा ना, याद है वो अल्टी लास्ट राउंड में जो किधर नहीं मारा था, मैं बोलने वाली थी अल्ट कोड है, फिर मैं जाने तो गुस्सा करेगी 2v1 है, जीतने देती हूँ फिर बोलती हूँ।
भाई मैंने एक ब्लाइंड में मारा था बंदा, पता है उसमें फुल ब्लाइंड थी मैं, टाइम बाय करने के लिए खेल रही थी।
Really?
अबे यूसी क्या है?
अल्ट कोड है। ओ भाई
ऐसा है क्या? अरे टट्टी लोग। अबे जो जो स्प्लिट में 3 मारे उसका क्या, उस पे भी यूसी क्या? यूसी क्या होता है? यू क्यूट बोलना चाह रहे हो मेरे को? अरे थैंक्स यार। अरे मत, अरे इतना क्यूट मत बोलो यार। अरे अरे मफिन, अरे मियाओ, अरे मियाओ, अरे थैंक्स। अरे अरे मियाओ क्यूट, अरे अरे थैंक्स।
इतना क्यूट क्यों पता नहीं मेरे को।
अरे क्यूट बोल रहा है भाई किधर?
म्याओ गांजा लिखा किसी ने।
अरे क्यूट लिखा है बे।
श्रेया भी बैठी है क्या?
हाँ ना। हाँ भूख लग रहा है।
थैंक यू।
चलो भूख लग रही है।
लोग का अपोनेंट आज शाम को ही डिसाइड होगा ना?
हाँ
मेरे को
यस।
डिस्कस आज कितने बजे करना है, इस अच्छा सा ब्रेक लेके करते हैं।
Alright, break. Alright, take break. Peace.
लास्ट कल जैसे ही करते हैं ना।
You guys.
इवनिंग में करेंगे क्या? इवनिंग
हाँ
में 4 o'clock में भी
Yesterday we
चलेगा।
did not actually give much productive time yet.
ये बोल रही है
So
कुछ।
yesterday we did scrims, and today instead of scrims we'll do dry runs and
ठीक है।
you know
ठीक
yeah
है।
we'll start from like I guess
ओके।
take rest till five
वो
o'clock.
थोड़ा
Okay, from
डिस्कस
5 o'clock
करना
we'll
मेरे को कुछ चीज़ें, तो जब करना होगा तो बताना।
ओके।
yes from 5 I'll be ready. I'll share.
We're coming at 5 then.
We are coming at 5. Yes.
Okay, ठीक है fine.
Since we are not depending on any scrims now, so there is no scheduling for other teams and stuff. It's gonna be just us.
Thank you every.
Just 6 of us.
Oh,
Oh.
hi guys. Hello, hello,
Hi
hello, Shreya.
Badru.
Hello,
Hi,
hello,
Hi
Badru.
Badru.
hello, hello, hello. Big fan.
अरे अरे, are you
मेरा
okay?
थैंक यू बतूरा।
अरे मार्जल भाई बतूरा बोलने के लिए बहुत शुक्रिया। बटूरा बटूरा सुन के
मैं
थक
गलती
गया
से ना
ब्रो।
बोल देता हूँ, बटोरा नहीं बोलता हूँ, तो
थैंक यू।
ऑफेंड हो जाता है।
ऑफेंड नहीं हो जाता हूँ भाई, थोड़ा गलत तो क्या बोलते हैं, सैड हो
क्या
जाता
बोलते
है,
हैं?
सैड हो जाता है।
सैज?
या
क्यों?
ब्रो पता नहीं वो बटूरा मेरे को इतना गाली हो गया अभी तो, गाली जैसा होता है। कोई आके बीसी बोला तो उतना बुरा नहीं लगता है, कोई आके बटूरा बोला तो
रुचिर
बहुत
क्या
बुरा
खा
लगता
रहा है बताओ?
है। ये पाइनएप्पल और
पाइनएप्पल और
वाटरमेलन,
पापाया क्या?
वाटरमेलन पाइनएप्पल।
साला फ्रूट सैलेड खाता है उधर जाके।
By the way, he's the only one who's eating. Nobody of us ate anything. इसने मेरे को आने के बाद, नहीं मैं बात कर रहा हूँ ना, इंटरप्ट नहीं करने का। स्कूल पे क्या सिखाया तेरे को? लुको लुको लुको। फ्रेंच टोस्ट के ऊपर भी पाइनएप्पल सब।
हैं?
There was pineapple on top of the French toast.
What?
Yeah.
Where? Which school is this?
Bro, I have no idea, bro. He bought French toast. It had pineapple on top of it. So, anyways, हाँ
What?
चल मार्जिन मैं end कर रहा हूँ ब्रो, मिलते हैं। मैं स्ट्रीम एंड
Okay.
करके मतलब डेफन कर रहा हूँ, उसके बाद आता हूँ मैं। या
Okay.
बाय श्रेया, बाय जली।
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So guys, thank you everybody for supporting us. Thank you everybody for being there. Because at a point of time where, from a point of time where there was literally nobody who knew their name, to the whole nation knowing their name, I'm proud of them. This is not over yet. This is the first step towards redemption, and we're here to win it, and we're here to take it home. So we'll bring it home. So twerk ना बे हम bro, खाया नहीं bro. अरे खाया नहीं सुबह खाया नहीं. Script OP no bro, I don't write scripts and all. स्क्रिप्ट सिर्फ मेरा पापा के पास जाता है, किधर है तू, मतलब उस टाइम पे स्क्रिप्ट आता है वो सब। हाँ मैं रेडी करके आया था, मतलब मेरे को पता है कि ये जीत गए, जीत जाते हैं। महफिल में तेरी हम ना रहे। कितना गाएगा रुचिर पता नहीं भाई। चल मैं जा रहा हूँ गाइज, मैं वैसे भी जाके कुछ खाने के लिए ढूंढता हूँ। बतौरा कास्टर बनने का कभी सोचा? आई वाज अ कास्टर, आई यूज्ड टू कास्ट, but then due to health issues I stopped casting. Anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in today. Thank you everybody for showing your support. Thank you everybody for being there. Last but not the least, hashtag VLT Asteria Supremacy. मीठी गाइस तुम्हारा सुन। अरे रुको रुको, गाना पहले ढूंढते हैं उसके बाद बंद करते हैं वरना साइलेंस हो जाएगा। हाँ ये NCS लॉस के हैं, अच्छा गाना। Chalo guys, everybody, thank you for tuning in. As I said again, I'll catch you guys tomorrow on one more live stream. Love you all. Bye bye.
Words spill out of your mouth. You wish you were someone else. I miss you, but I know you miss your old self too. Never once golden. There's only so much holding on. You can't take when your mind's at stake. Oh wait, do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to be you again. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to put your heart to rest. I'll keep waiting as long as it takes. Do what you gotta do, what you gotta do to be you again. Some things I can't fix feels heavy on your chest. I wish